is a very good fight tonight. We have Heather, the Heat Hardy. Is this you?
Listen to me. I think I need to talk to you every night because you make me smile and blush over here.
Never been a lame-o, never been a lame-o. Yeah, I love the trick. I'm okay.
You serious? You serious?
And that's the good thing about UK. That's why I can't hate on them guys, man. They love fucking boxing.
No fighters in England. They all bums.
Did you hear what this idiot just said?
Yo, son, you're gonna get your ass beat by Molina, son.
Are you fucking kidding me? He's overrated.
Just some push it from me right now.
For the interview?
Yes.
Don't get your hands go. Get out of here, Virgil. Let's go home.
What next?
You want the famous fight for free? You not even lying? You want the famous fight for free?
BoxingVoice.com.
This is why we use the word sensation.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. We're getting ready for a nice show, man. Definitely got to talk about Froch Groves. Couple of headlines. Definitely prepare yourself for a great show. Of course, we have to pay the bills. You know, definitely want to shout out audible.com. If you haven't done so already, just go over to the website, boxingvoice.com/affiliate sponsors. Click on the Audible banner. Get yourself a free book on us. And at the same time, you're supporting. And listen, I need you guys to do this too, by the way. Like, this is not even like axing. I'm telling you what to go do because I can't afford to be losing my sponsors, you know? I feel good that I came out of nowhere and now this show is able to, you know, have sponsors. And clearly from the numbers, you know, there's a lot of you guys out there. So, you know, some of you guys should definitely go over there and just support, man. Just, I mean, you know, so we don't have to do this every day. Come on. Let's talk some boxing. But, you know, I definitely want to give a shout out to a couple of people that made some orders on the Boxing Voice store, bought some shirts. So hopefully, you know, a couple of you guys are going to be at maybe Cotto Martinez or something, and you're wearing that shirt proudly, you know? And we go out there and get a couple of drinks, watch Cotto get pulverized. Speaking of Cotto, look who's here. My man's.
And now, here's Vic.
What up? How's the backdrop looking? Is that all right?
Man, you looking good over there. You got a haircut and everything.
Yo, Froch grows too, man. Even though I'm not in England and shit, but you gotta look good for it.
I hear you. Listen, I am so stoked about this fight. Man, I've been doing crazy amount of research on this. As you know, I wanted to just do a preview of this show. Of this fight, the entire 3 hours instead of touching on other things. I'm psyched, man. I'm psyched for that whole card. I don't even know how I'm gonna do it though. That's a lot of fucking television, let me tell you.
Well, I mean, you could watch most of the Macau card at 9 o'clock in the morning. So you could see I guess the Gradovich fight. You could see the Darchinian fight early, and then skip it to Sky Sports, and then wait till HBO comes on. That's how I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna follow that blueprint because I don't want to miss none of that undercard on Macau, even though I should not be that excited about it. But I want to see Gradovich. I got to see him live when he beat Billy Dib. And that's when he came on the scene, you know? So that was great. And I want to see him again. But I definitely don't want to miss this Froch Groves undercard. Like, I have to see Brandon Gonzalez versus James DeGale. And I want to see Joshua, you know what I mean? I want to see him. Mitchell, you know, I don't even. Is Mitchell on this undercard? because they've been doing, Sky Sports has been doing numerous interviews with Kevin Mitchell. So is he on this undercard?
I think he was fighting. I forgot who he's fighting. I think he is on the undercard. I mean, I'll look it up now, but.
Let me see. Jamie McDonald. And yeah, Kevin Mitchell. Kevin Mitchell's on this undercard. I knew it, man. I mean, shout out to Sky Sports. You know, the only other, and you know, I need some UK callers to call in for real. Can I get a UK caller? Please press 1-646-478-3068. UK caller, I'm looking for you. I need to know, is Sky Sports like HBO or are they like Fox? Like, because I'm getting commercials on my Sky Sports, and I don't like that shit not one bit. So Vic, I don't know, you fell off your back. Is Sky Sports like HBO, or is that like?
Well, it's a subscription-based network, I believe, but I think you get commercials here and there. I'm not sure. I mean, I thought you had to pay a subscription for that.
Well,
one of our UK folks who know that.
The reason that I ask is because I'm getting commercials on mine.
Yeah, when I stream it, there's always commercials. But I mean, it's not like long commercials. There's like, you know, little here and there, nothing crazy.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. The funny thing is, it's usually like a commercial before the video or after the video. Not during, which is good. But, man, shout out to them, yo. The only other, you know, network that could compare to them in terms of marketing is Showtime, because Showtime uses the internet a lot. You know, they put out full fights on their YouTube channel when they're building up a fight. They tweet, you know, they do Instagram, they do all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And man, but the upper hand that Sky Sports has, and I need a UK caller today. Where are you? Where the fuck is Rob Palmer when you need him, huh? The good thing, because I'm confused. You know, Sky Sports big. They have how many channels? I mean, not channels, but programs based on boxing. I mean, I seen Gloves is Off, which is a complete knockoff. It's a fucking knockoff of Max Kellerman's Face Off, and it is in no way fucking a comparison. That dude Nelson I'm not even gonna judge him just yet, because I was gonna say he's garbage, but the way he handled Froch Groves, I didn't like that. Like, every time Froch would. And this goes out to Cam and my cousins over here at the Boxing Coalition. When I said Groves had the upper hand in that face-off, he did, because, you know, they're countering me basically, Vic, by saying that you know, Froch had the upper hand because there was times where Groves wouldn't answer a question that he seen lost, and I think the exact opposite. The only times that I believe that took place was when Froch would pose a question, right? Groves would be arrogant and give him the stare with the open mouth. I'll claim to that. Open mouth stare. Then that dude Nelson would see that the question is a good question, so then he would just reiterate the question or repeat the shit or just simply ask Groves to answer that, and Groves refused and said it out loud. I refuse to answer anything because Froch is telling me to. Like, and I like his stance. And for anybody to say that he hasn't got under Froch's skin is ridiculous. He has. This dude had to get a fucking sports psychologist. Man, I love this shit though. I love being able to get more into their lives. And I said this on another show. Like, all fights should be built like this. Now, I understand that this is a pay-per-view, though, so I can see why it's so much media, right?
Yeah, it's a pay-per-view in the UK. Not sure how much the price is. I'm pretty sure they're not paying $75 or $69.99 what we pay, but it's still, you know, something added on top of their Sky Sports subscription. It's a big fight. The undercard, for some reason, a lot of my UK guys are not happy with the undercard. I guess Herm had a budget for like 3 world championship fights, and I guess he didn't deliver. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but that's what I've been told. So, I mean, I do like the DeGale Gonzalez fight. I know Kevin Mitchell's fighting. I know Anthony Joshua's fighting. I think Jamie McDonough is fighting, or McConnell. But I heard it wasn't up to par with what my UK folk was expecting.
All right, so I got some answers. Sky Sports has commercials. It's like HBO, but it's sports only. See, that's a problem. You can't be like HBO and have commercials, because I have no commercials on my HBO. So please, with that. So that means that Sky Sports is like a Fox, except they sell them pay-per-views.
Yeah, but is it? I mean, do you get commercials in between rounds?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't remember. I know there's commercials here and there, but I don't know if it's in between rounds. I mean, if it's here and there, I don't mind it, but, you know, for a subscription-based separate channel.
I believe yesterday on Live Sky, not on demand, they were replaying DeGale Groves, and I got commercials. But it was one. Like, it'll be one. You know, but in that fight, it was during the round. So, yeah, it was like 1 per round or 1 every 3 rounds. I want to see. If somebody's seen that fight last night, let me know. But let's switch gears here a little bit, man. Let's talk about some headlines. Vic, I think what I'm most happy about is to hear that Freddie Roach, in a video interview that he did with Radio Raheem, told him that he wants Danny Garcia. Now, you know I reached out, but they said they haven't heard anything of it. But just the mere fact that Roach came out in that video and literally said, like, these are the type of fights that need to happen so that we can end this shit, I love it. I love it. Because
well, I mean, obviously it's the Golden Boy, Haymon, HBO, top-ranked feud here that might delay that from happening. But I mean, we need new fights. I mean, especially for Pacquiao. I mean, the opponents that were mentioned, I think, were Ruslan, Marquez, and I forget who the other one was, Amir Khan. But listen, man, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for fucking, you know, mixing and matching fights here. But I don't know how realistic that stuff is.
Look, here's the thing, though, right? Al Haymon has never been in the media for stiffing a fighter. He's never had the Don King stigma, right?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay. He's known, clearly, for getting his fighter the biggest payday. Vernon Forrest got Shane Mosley because of Al Haymon. Let's not forget that. In Mosley's super-duper prime. Now, this is the thing. Danny signed to Golden Boy, though. He's not one of those fighters that's just signed to Haymon. And Haymon, he should send, like, if that fight was on the table, we all know that Danny will make more versus Pacquiao than he would with Mayweather. Mayweather giving dudes $1.5 million. Fucking Khan got that on TV. Versus Malignaggi, he got like fucking $1 million something or 900,000. Like, come on, that's crazy. Danny got 1.5 for one of them fights on early Showtime days.
Well, again, it's gotta come down to what's really going on behind the scenes with this Golden Boy, Al Haymon, whatever the hell's going down. Obviously, I read an article where Schaefer and Oscar are talking to their lawyers, so who the hell knows? I mean, but I just want some clarity. I hope, you know, whatever's going to happen soon so we can move forward.
It's me, Mario!
Better late than ever, right?
Why not? Listen,
Yeah.
So, did you get the gist of the conversation? Because I'd love to hear your thoughts.
I know where you're at. I don't know, you know, to me, I mean, like Vic said, this is like our dreams come true. You know what I mean? Like whatever can, you know, wipe out the Cold War, whatever can begin to mix and match the guys that we had only dreamed of mixing and matching prior to now. But on the specifics of Danny and Manny Pacquiao, honestly, I think it's ripe right now for Danny Garcia to get in the ring with Manny Pacquiao. I think, honestly, I've thought about this for the last maybe 4 or 5 hours, just kind of talking to a few people, and I think Danny beats Pacquiao right now. I really, truly believe it. I know. I know.
Dude.
No, I know.
Wait, Mario, wait, because you've been gone for so long. I just want any older listeners or new listeners who's ever's confused right now. Mario's the same guy that picked not only Canelo but Guerrero to also beat maybe.
No. Yeah, no, and I'm probably jinxing him now. But no, you know what it is to me? I feel like what I've seen in Danny Garcia over the last 2 or 3 years transpire, to me the Herrera fight isn't what I guess cements Danny's ability, at least not to me. I feel like if they got in the ring, Danny and Manny Pacquiao, I feel like this is like the transcendence of switching over, the Cold War coming to an end. It's like a whole new ball game. I think the ferocity and the fierceness of an opponent like Danny Garcia, I think that's something Manny Pacquiao hasn't seen. I mean, yes, we could talk about the Tim Bradley, and Tim Bradley's a better fighter, in my opinion, than Danny, and I do think that Tim Bradley beats Danny, but that's not the way the game works. I don't think one fighter beats one guy, and then that means he could beat the other guy. Like, not at all. I think that styles make fights. I think Manny Pacquiao is the kind of guy who's going to go out there and try to make a show with a guy who's known for, ending shows. And honestly, I think Pacquiao gets starched just like he did against Marquez. Same kind. I mean, Danny's got that timing. You know what I mean? Danny's got that timing. Danny's got that power. Maybe not exactly like Marquez, and he's definitely not that kind of counterpuncher. But I think Danny beats him. I really do. I think that Freddie Roach is being a little overzealous, but I don't know if they get that fight. That'd be great.
I think you're smoking something, but it's good to have something come out of left field like that. But I mean, yeah, Danny can crack. I mean, depending on where this fight is, I assume it'd be at 147, or maybe Manny Pacquiao wants to come down and face the champion at 140 if it happens. If we even get that close to even mentioning it. But I think the speed factor, the foot speed, the hand speed would be just too much for Danny. This isn't Amir Khan who, jumps in and jumps out. I mean, Manny Pacquiao is known for jumping in and jumping out, throwing, 3 or 4 shots, fading here and there. But I just think there's a different dynamic when you compare Manny Pacquiao to an Amir Khan with speed and the veracity and the angles that Manny Pacquiao has.
Well, you know me, I'm definitely saying no. If they ask me Garcia Pacquiao or nah.
Nah, why not?
He's not ready, man. He's not ready. Why?
He's protecting his boy.
No. It's not about protection. It's about why waste a star. Pacquiao, Mayweather, they gone. They leaving. It's only a matter of time.
Well, I mean, how long? I mean, you got Pacquiao to 2016. You got Mayweather to what, next year?
Listen, Danny has been dominating 140, but he hasn't been dominating 140. He has a 140-pounder that you look at and you say, yeah, on your first fight at 147, you could fucking beat Pacquiao. Come on, man. What world y'all living in?
Yeah, but what if Pacquiao comes down to 140, though?
I think it's a great fight if he comes down 140.
Okay, but now look. Yes, it becomes better, but it also becomes even more danger. He just claimed to be struggling to make the Herrera weight. So now what if he comes in and gives up another shitty performance? Do the shit.
How about he moves up to 147 at the end of the year? We get Ruslan, Pacquiao, and Macau, which we probably won't because it's going to be fucking Marquez because we already know that. And then we set that up for next year. I mean, wishful thinking, but...
Pacquiao is Pacquiao for how he's done it. He is that guy who's gone up in weight and challenged those types of champs like that, right? But Mayweather didn't do that. And look at the longevity. Look at their careers now. Mayweather took his steps up accordingly. He had a team behind him from the very beginning, a stern father and a stern uncle. He wasn't jumping up weight classes to fight champions like that.
But Ness, don't you think that with Danny and everything that's gone on in his career and where he's at now, that even a loss against a high-profile name like Manny Pacquiao puts him in the minds of casual fans and kind of cements his status commercially? I mean, wouldn't a loss be beneficial too?
Depends on how bad the loss is, though.
True, that's a good point. Yeah.
Because, I mean, Margarito was never the same. Cotto, you could say, was never the same. But I mean, that isn't the same Pacquiao we have here. Pacquiao's not destroying people. I mean, Tim Bradley fought him twice, and it looks like he's okay. But who knows?
Listen, I wouldn't do it. That's all I'm saying. But if I understand your point, Mario. Your point is, hey, it's a loss to Mayweather, it's a loss to Pacquiao. Either way, you're supposed to lose to them because they are the best. So I hear you, and it would be beneficial. People would know him, but I just feel that he doesn't need them to create his legacy. Because
you think he can get there on his own?
Yeah, he's already doing that. Listen, that Matisse fight is huge in his resume. So if he goes up to 147, right, and continues to do what he did at 140 gradually, take on Devin Alexander, beat him, move on. So by the time he's getting his first belt, he's got to face a Thurman or a Porter or a Mayweather. Because who else is at 147? I don't know. I would just do it right the way Mayweather did it. He laid the blueprint out.
And you're right in this sense that Danny's like the perfect kind of clay for molding into a star because he's got the face, he's a dynamic speaker, all those attributes that you see in someone who's charismatic, but the best part is he's got the mouthpiece. Like, people either love or hate Floyd Mayweather because of the way he speaks and the things he says, but Danny's in a perfect position because his dad says all the right things to get him attention, but then it's like, no, I don't hate Danny, I hate Angel. I can't stand this dude. Oh, man, you know what I mean? So it's like the perfect kind of transition.
Mario, you know what Danny could be? He could be Hector Camacho. He could be Hector Camacho, the Puerto Rican that was, because they fucking wear big chains alike. Even he compares himself to Hector Camacho. So why blow it is all I'm saying. I mean, hey, you wanna do a real,
you mean personality wise, not style wise, obviously, right?
Well, yeah, personality, being Puerto Rican American or whatever you want to call him, being a dude that lives over here that's urbanized. Remember, look at the way Hector Camacho dressed for that time, and look at the way Danny dresses. Like they was influenced by, Hector was clearly influenced by Latino culture in New York City, and Danny is influenced by urban hip hop. Like
I think it's called mitosis, where like something splits. And that's like the soul of Hector Camacho split, and he gave like the wild, brash speaking side to Angel, and the fighting ability and kind of swagger to Danny, and that's the best of both worlds to me because you can fall in love with Danny, as a fan, as a commercial fan, and still be drawn into his father in those kind of ways that Mayweather uses and Muhammad Ali used, and the theatrics and stuff. So he's like the best candidate for being a superstar.
Listen, all I'm going to say is there's no more Cottos around. Verdejo is a long ways away, at least 2-3 years, right, Vic?
I give him about a good 2 years, yeah.
Well, so why blow it is all I'm saying. He could take them reins easily, but let's get some facts out because Michael Combs told Boxing Scene that they are looking at a possible Canelo Alvarez fight next year, provided that they could come to some sort of terms at an acceptable catch weight. So once again, my friends, we are introduced into another super fight at a catch weight. So would you prefer the fight, taking it how you got to get it, or would you rather not take place because you don't agree or believe in catch weights? Let's take it to the streets with these questions. We got a bunch of callers here. 718, you're live on the Boxing Voice. Who's this? 718, you got the radio in the background. 916, you're live on the Boxing Voice. Who's this?
Yo, what's up? What's up? Stuart Little Killer. Cracking with y'all. Yo, can y'all hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yeah.
Cool, cool. Yo, what's up to, hey, is B been on the phone though, huh?
Nah, he's not on yet today.
He was on last week, but, I don't know if is Vic on the line?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
Speaking of catch weights, my question to Vic would be, for Cotto and Martinez, in that particular fight, do you feel that because Martinez wasn't as busy with Murray, that if he's not as busy with Cotto, with offensively jabbing and keeping him at bay, that Cotto could take this fight?
Well, the thing is, Cotto has always been one to have that stamina issue. And if Martinez is just, going to stay with his hands down and not throw back and not jab and not make Cotto move, then certainly Cotto's a live dog. But again, it's all going to boil down to, how healthy Martinez is. I mean, he doesn't need his legs to run away from Cotto, but he does need his legs to stand up to those body shots. So, is he 80%? I heard he's not 100%, even though he says he is. I mean, some reports and some people are telling me he might not even be 90%. Is an 80% Sergio Martinez still better than Miguel Cotto at 160 or 159? He could possibly be. So.
Of course.
I know you're gonna say of course, but.
Yo, I swear to God, I don't even understand how people cannot see this. This has to be the most obvious fight ever. I mean, you got one guy that constantly fails on the big stage. He fails, people. Like, what big fight did he win? Mosley? Okay. How many years ago was that? Why
big fight, though. He won that.
Believing in a dude that only gets beat up? He gets beat up. Margarito beat him up. Pacquiao beat him up. Mayweather beat him up. Like, what the fuck? He only fighting and beating Mayorgas and Yuri Formans. Delvin Rodriguez.
You killing his 147 resume though, 140 too, dude.
No, let me tell you the names. Delvin Rodriguez. Yeah, because he's a world beater. Oh, Ricardo Mayorga. Yep. He sure is good.
Those are all 154. Man. I agree. His 154 resume is trash. I mean, he was a creation of Top Rank. I mean, Top Rank manufactured him a title.
Vic, now you're going to tell me that you're going to expect a guy that was only beating the C-level 154s to move up one extra weight class and beat an A-fucking-plus fighter or A-minus fighter?
I don't know if Sergio is an A-minus fighter right now. On his health, he might be a B-minus.
Subtract then. Let's subtract an entire fucking letter grade because he's got one leg less. He's still better.
Yeah, but I don't know because even Trout said it on this air. If Martinez is going to beat Cotto, it's not going to be his size that does it. It's going to be his ability to move. He's going to have to move against Cotto. That's what he said, and that's how I feel. If he can't move, what's he going to do? How's he going to win?
He's going to jab him.
He's going to fighting backwards off the jab?
Didn't he do that to Chavez?
I mean, yeah, you're right, yes, but I think that's a completely different.
Yeah, but he moved a lot in the Chavez fight.
Oh no, yeah, he
wasn't still at all in that fight.
It is different, Mario. You want to know why? Because the dude that he's going to be jabbing this time weighs less.
But moves better.
What?
But moves better, has better ring generalship, cuts better angles.
We'll see. Listen. I'm just a dude picking picking a fight. You know, I get it wrong just like everybody else. I'm going to say that I rebuke those words because I got a lot of money riding on Martinez. People have been betting me left and right on his fight. If I lose, my wife is going to kill me. So, let's take it back out to the streets here. Hey, Vic, what's up with our peoples?
Should be calling in.
Which number?
You got me. I might be a, hold on,
Area code, brother.
Canadian one.
Yeah, I don't even know one of those. Except Jose's. I think Jose's like a 403 maybe.
Could be a 514. Because that's where his assistant's number's from.
Nothing, bro. I'll go down the line then. I know there's 510. You're live in the boxing voice. Who's this?
Hey, what?
Who?
Hello?
Okay. 503. You're live in the boxing voice. Who's this? 503. You're live. Oh, it must be this one, Vic. I think it's 403. 403. You're live.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Jose.
Wrong Canadian called in, but I told you that 403 is a Canadian. Jose, what's up, man?
I think Pascal should be 514.
Yeah, I thought it would be 514.
I don't see that. No.
All right, no, man. Hey, I just called in, man. I just heard you talking about Cotto. I think that you know, maybe you're disrespecting Cotto a little bit, man. Cotto is, you know, he's a great fighter, man. So I think that regularly Martinez would beat Cotto, but I think a Martinez at 90%, man. Cotto could beat him, man. Like, Cotto's not a bum, right, by any means.
No, I'm not.
I
listen,
think you're,
listen, no, Jose, I'm not calling him a bum at all, right? But this is the thing. Fighters have legacy, and their careers get broken down into blocks. When Mayweather was at 130, he was a beast. He was knocking people out, right? He moved up. Cotto was good at 140 and 147. At 154, he has not proven anything at all. Nothing. Losing and looking good is still losing. It's just fucking black and white, man. You guys just let your feelings and emotions get in the way. It's black and white. Losing is losing, whether he looked good or he didn't. He only beat C-level fighters at 154. Unless you're going to tell me right now Delvin Rodriguez is a fucking B+ or A fighter. Yes or no?
Well, you beat Margarito, right? You beat Margarito.
Margarito. A diminished Margarito with half of his eye out because of Pacquiao. And that's the reason the fight was stopped, because of Pacquiao's damage. Again, stop thinking with your heart. Think with your fucking eyes.
No, it's not the heart. I want Martinez to win, man. But at the end of the day, you can't say that Cotto's not good enough to take out anybody at 90%, man. Cotto could beat a fucking Triple G or a Kovalov or a fucking Klitschko at 90%, 80%, man. This guy's a supreme boxer, man.
Now listen, Jose, you're right. Okay, at the end of the day, you're right. This is boxing. Anything could take place, but the odds are stacked against him. All right, I'll change my words if you want. Nothing in this fight. No one. Listen, I'm not the guy that you ask for betting odds. That's Beeb's thing. But for me, this fight is too simple. He's moving up in weight. And already in the weight that he was at, he was not successful. So now he's going to move up and challenge the best fighter in the division. He's the best, man.
I agree. As long as that guy's in good shape. If his health is fucked up, then Cotto has just as good of a chance of beating him, man. That's the reality of it. Right?
No, Jose, because Martinez has been hurt before and still knocked people out. That knee has been hurt for years now.
Yeah, but it wasn't in as bad a shape as he was in with Martin Murray.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can cut it. I mean, Martin Murray is a way bigger dude than Cotto. I mean, you're wrong. But I mean, I honestly thought that fight could have been a draw and could have went Murray's way. And
I scored it for Murray.
I don't think he looked good at all. And if Murray had any urgency in him in the early rounds and in the later rounds, he would have won that fight.
Yeah, in some ways he gave it away. I scored it for Murray.
Gave it away.
Listen, man, in my eyes, champions dig deep. And Cotto hasn't been a champ in a long time, man. He hasn't been a true champ in a long time. That title he lost to Floyd, we all know that shit was whack. It was Yuri Foreman, man. Come on.
I mean, not to go back in history, but a lot of people picked Yuri Foreman to beat Cotto in that fight.
Huh?
A lot of people picked Yuri Foreman to beat Cotto in that fight.
Yeah. Yuri Foreman was the it guy at that point. He was like number 5, I think, in the division. You got to understand, this is pre-Laura, pre-Bundridge, pre-Molina, pre-Canelo. I mean, this is at 154 when Sergio Martinez was the king of 154. You want to talk about having a shallow resume at 154? You can look at Sergio Martinez's resume at 154. It's not super stacked with great names either.
Yes, it is.
No, it is not.
When he fought Kermit Cintron.
Oh my God! You're not gonna fucking bring Kermit Cintron. You fucking talk more shit about Kermit Cintron in the last 2 years than any one person I know, and you're gonna get. Oh my God! Wow! Oh wow!
People call me hypocritical or whatever Chemo says, right? But the facts is the facts.
Oh my God!
Listen to me. If we're giving Cotto credit for his resume at 147, we're talking about 147 Cotto. So if we're gonna we have to give Martinez credit at 154 versus those 154s at that time. And I don't. Was the Cintron fight at 154? Or was it at 47?
54.
54.
Well, we all know he knocked Cintron out. He knocked him out. He knocked him out so bad he thought he got headbutt. We all seen the replay a million times. He knocked him out. Name another fighter that knocked out Cintron that way.
Margarito beat the shit out of him.
Nobody.
Margarito beat the shit out of him.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Twice, too.
And then Paul Williams had him flying out the ring.
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding? Paul Williams had him outside of the ring.
You know what? I actually thought Cintron was winning that fight.
Martinez, Canadian Jose. There you go. So you can feel better about your Cotto pick. Margarito beat Martinez, too.
Hey, I'm not picking Cotto, man. I got Martinez. I would just say I'd beware of Martinez's health. That's it, man. I hope he's in great shape because I personally want to see him take Cotto out. But, I mean, I just called to say that. What I wanted to say was I was calling in to say that Froch is going to kick the shit out of Groves, man. I think Groves is a bum.
Wow.
He's going to take him out.
You're so wrong. You're so wrong. You're so wrong.
You'll see, man. Groves, who the hell is Groves beating, man? Groves is a nobody, man.
Yo,
he's going to get his ass kicked. That's what I want.
Listen, hey, Jose, based on my theories, you're right. Groves ain't faced nobody because I had him losing that DeGale fight. But I watched it again last night. And some of them first rounds that I gave DeGale, he wasn't landing, and Groves was doing a lot of countering. And I guess this is like the time when you guys believe in Thurman, and I still want him to face a legitimate dude. That's how I feel about Groves. Like, you can see the talent. When you watch that Froch Groves fight, you see, that boy can move, too. He got rhythm. That little white boy got some rhythm. And he's good. Now, he does have a lot of vulnerabilities. This dude could get into a slug fight, and that's not good because Froch clearly hits harder. I've watched that fight so many times, and while Groves was whooping Froch ass, whenever Froch did land, you can see it had an effect on him. I'm not saying he got wobbled or none of that. Just watch body language. But I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm picking Froch, man. I got so much stuff to talk about.
Is there a 514 number on there? Yeah.
514.
Yeah, I think same thing. It's going to be a tough decision to pick whoever. You know what, the thing that pisses me off about that fight is that we were robbed that first time around. I mean, we'll never know what could have been. I mean, that could have been one of the most epic fights.
Stoppage, Mario. I wasn't mad at the stoppage.
What?
No.
Oh my God, dude, you're like
Well, I mean,
crazy today though.
The stoppage robbed either Groves of a good comeback or Froch of a legitimate stoppage.
Exactly.
Or of an already great comeback because, I mean, Froch was down early in the fight, losing the early round. So
Exactly. No, man. Vic, seriously, dude. Like Vic is. People don't understand how smart Vic is. And this right here, like so few people have put it that way, and that's exactly what I meant. This robbed us of what could have been the most. I mean, this could have been Corrales Castillo. I mean, this could have been the overseas version of just an epic fight that we would be talking about now. How can you not be mad at the stoppage? That was a bad stoppage, dude. It was not the right time to stop him. The ref, I mean, man, dude, I can't tell you how pissed I was when I saw it because Vic is absolutely right. Froch either was robbed of a legitimate win that no one could take him, and now no one gives him the kind of credit that Ness is apparently going to give Froch for that fight. I give him credit for what he did, but I don't give him credit for how he won. That was bullshit. And on the other side, it robbed Groves of potentially shaking off in the next round, in between rounds. I don't even think he was that hurt. I mean, was he hurt? Yes, but there's that degree factor. He was not out on his feet. He was, I think, completely able to continue. If he makes it out that round, readjusts, regroups, gets his feet with under him, dude, he probably goes back to schooling Froch. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that was his night. They took it away from him. They took it away from Froch.
Yo, that fight shifted.
It did.
Round, Froch was putting that pressure on him.
I agree.
At the time of the stoppage, I believe Froch landed 4 unanswered left, right. That boy did not look good. He didn't look good.
Didn't look finished.
I'm not saying that he couldn't have continued. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I could see why the referee stopped it. Because he didn't look good to me.
I can too, because they're in Froch's hometown.
He seemed lifeless. I'm telling you. I watched that fight. Oh my God. I watched it so much.
I cannot see how you agree with that.
I mean, I don't know. I see that he was hurt, man. I watched it so many times. I just see it now. I see it. I see what the refs seen. Again, yeah, there's refs that, who was it? It was one of these fights we just seen. I think it was Richard Steele. He went over to the corner and he asked the fighter himself because the corner wanted to stop it. And he asked him, like, you want to stop? And he was like, yeah. So.
It was the 24. I mean, the 2-a-days with Provodnikov.
Oh my God,
yeah.
Mario! I swear to God, we in fucking tuned. I want to talk about this Ruslan shit. Oh my God, Vic, tell me that you seen the 2-day portrait fighter, whatever the fuck they call it. I don't even know, but the one with Ruslan.
2 days, Ruslan Provodnikov. Yeah, she was banging. It was great. Half hour, too.
Oh, my God.
Worthy of it.
It was so emotional. Let me tell you, I'm taking everything I said about Ruslan back. I am so on the bandwagon right now. And this is why programming like this is good. This is good. Because I don't speak Russian. I don't know what he's talking about whenever I could see him or don't see him if I'm a regular fan. So being able to at least read the captions and understand his fucking struggle and where he comes from, and they took us back to that Bradley part where he, and look at all the shit I talked about him for losing that fight. I mean, I talked massive shit, and to him, it was like that Rocky moment, you know what I mean? And when he got in that ring with Bradley, he wanted nothing else but to win, and he felt horrible after he lost. And then got blessed with the way all the boxing hardcore fans was embracing him. And he went into this Alvarado fight with a different mindset. And even though Alvarado was the champion, and clearly I picked Alvarado because I swore that Alvarado could fucking box because he did it to Brandon Rios. I always thought he could box, but this dude just can't box. He just can't. So, Ruslan won that title, and he flew his mother in. I mean, listen, this is what it's about. This is the only way you're going to produce a star like a pay-per-view star, is to allow us the opportunity to invest in that person. And I am invested in Ruslan right now. Vic, you and his manager are cool as hell. We got to get this dude on a bunch of times, and we should start pushing for that Garcia fight. Garcia gonna stick around 140. Let's fucking do it. This should have been his last fight, right? With Top Rank.
Well, yeah, this is his option. This is his option. That's his last. I mean,
exactly.
Wait, Ruslan has the option?
It is promoted by Top Rank, but I mean, I think just Top Rank's getting a piece of it. I don't think they have anything to do with promotion because them dudes weren't even there at the press conference.
No.
Wow.
What I mean is that one fight was owed to him before this Algieri fight. Remember, we were saying it was something like June was the deadline, and it was almost close that Top Rank was going to lose that last Ruslan fight. Then boom, they made this Algieri. So that's it now, right? He can go where the fuck he wants.
Yeah, but I mean, when I was there. I asked Artie, great question because, Brooklyn, Golden Boy, that's their venue. So I was like, does this mean possibly later down the road, Golden Boy Showtime, Ruslan Provodnikov? And he clearly said it on the camera, no, Ruslan's an HBO fighter. But that can all change. I mean, he didn't go into the specifics of if he had a deal with HBO, but, I mean, it's just...
Man, that sucks. And Ness, you're absolutely right about creating the star. They gotta put that kind of programming that allows the commercial fan and the hardcore fan to empathize, because you're a perfect specimen of the hardcore fan. You know who Ruslan is. You know Provodnikov. You've seen him fight since ESPN. So what does 2 days do for you? Well, it does exactly what you just said. It enhances his credibility as a human being, really, to connect with somebody on that level. And it was emotional after the fight, seeing him call out for his mom. I mean, and I actually paused this. I'm not making this up. I paused this because I watched it with a couple people. That picture of Ruslan when he got blood on his mom's face and it was smeared like right here, and they were kind of just like side by side hugging. I mean, if you look at it, like, that shit is art. You know what I mean? Like, that shit is like beyond boxing. That shit is just, it enters like a realm where, I mean, things you're just not supposed to understand, whether you believe in God or a grand plan or the universe, whatever. Like, this shit was real. And it connected with me. I know it connected with a bunch of other people, seeing Twitter and Facebook and everybody talking about it. I mean, it was just such an amazing moment to capture. And I think that it also enhanced that fight in my mind. I mean, I knew how big that fight was for Ruslan. We all did. We know how good that fight was because of the way it played out. But to see all those events transpire, to see it from Ruslan's point of view, I mean, it was just epic. If you haven't seen it, see it.
You're absolutely right, because I watched that fight probably 2 or 3 times, and I never felt that victory with Ruslan. Like,
great point. Yes, well said.
You guys know I'm a piece of shit, so to me it was like, man, he beat Mike Alvarado so fucking well. Mike Alvarado, I've been telling y'all Mike Alvarado's a bum because I'm mad that he's still winning when I think he can be outboxed. I think as good as he is, I think he can be outboxed easily. So much so that I'm probably picking Algieri because guess what? I gotta be consistent with my shit. I gotta be consistent, right? But
I think, going in early, I think Algieri's gonna give him some problems. He doesn't stand still. He's taller. He's longer. But it's always the last 6 rounds of a fight where Ruslan's there to eat you alive. So
I just want to say
that's just his MO.
I just want to say this, that I've seen that fight so many times, and not until I watched 2 days did I feel happy for Ruslan. I was purely hating on the dude every time I watched it. After watching what it meant for him, I am a Ruslan Provodnikov fan. And now I feel worse about myself because he's always been nice to us. He's always come on the show. He fucking signed a few gloves for us. He gave me an interview at the Boxing Writers Hall of Fame, whatever that shit I was at a couple of years ago or last year. He's always been a good dude. So I am officially the piece of shit on this show. Let's take a few calls because we got a bunch of them here. Let's get some alumni, man. I've been leaving them on for long.
Introducing the hard-hitting ringside Robbie.
Hey, I'm here all day, Ness, so you can come to me whenever. Good evening, guys. First of all, talking about Danny Garcia, I think the perfect fight for him right now. I'm not against the Pacquiao fight, but right now, I think Adrian Broner is the best fight for him, and that's what I want to see Danny do.
Oh, I love that fight. I love that fight.
You want to give us a Christmas present early? Put Broner and Garcia on the Mayweather undercard in September.
That would be awesome.
That's what I'd like to see. As far as Pacquiao is concerned, the fighters you mentioned, Marquez, I don't mind seeing that again. Ruslan, I could deal with that fight, and if he gets rid of Khan, that would be all right with me.
Well, Robbie, interesting that you said Ruslan Pacquiao. There's a video, again, the same video with Radio Raheem. Shout out to Radio Raheem. That was an excellent interview with Freddie Roach that he did, and he was talking about that. And again, it ties in the Ruslan factor with me because I had already watched the 2 days. Then I hear Freddie saying, oh, Ruslan's team came to me and they asked us, could we let that fight happen? And Freddie said something like, and it's a game changer for him. Like it's the biggest payday of his life. So he has to let it happen, he said. So they would just have to, find another trainer, he said.
Would he train with Marvin, or Marvin would be part of Pacquiao's team? That'd be interesting.
The thing is, the fact that Pacquiao uses that gym, I don't think that unless Marvin's going to go to another gym, but I don't think that Ruslan is going to need that because he doesn't do game plan. Come on, he does destruction.
Yeah.
But no, I think I like that Ruslan fight, and Algeria is going to give Ruslan some problems in the early rounds, but I think in the end, Ruslan will catch up with him, and that sets up the possibilities for later on in in the year.
I disagree. I don't know if Algeria is going to give him problems in the early rounds because that's when Ruslan's at his best.
I think Ruslan's at his best at the end of the fight.
Give him issues early.
He came out hard in that Alvarado fight. Hard.
I agree. That's one of the best fights I've seen in a long time. He did a good job in that fight.
Robbie, did you get to watch the 2-day?
Yes, I did. And it makes me like Ruslan even more. Are you kidding? I don't miss any of that stuff. I've been reading a lot of articles on Froch Groves. I watched the 2 days with Ruslan. Are you kidding? Whenever there's boxing program on, I'm watching it.
Robbie, I hope that you got to watch what we didn't talk about yet. It's called, Vic, help me out. I know you know. It's on the tip of my tongue. It's for the Froch Groves, their version of 24/7 and
Behind the ropes. Behind the ropes.
Behind the ropes. Now I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. They got some cheesy ass names, okay? Like Behind the Ropes. That's so fucking cliche. Then this other thing that they did. This Gloves is Off. Like, come on, man. Like,
I like that show though.
I like it because it gives me more, and I've said that podcast after podcast. I want more. I want to know what they eat. I don't give a fuck. I'm that nosy. I want to know what you eat. I want to know what you wear. I want to know who's your wife. Guess what? I'm paying your fucking. I'm signing your check. My subscription goes to your fucking check. My ticket that I buy, that goes to your check. Let me know what the fuck I want to know. You're a celebrity just like every other celebrity. Paparazzi should attack you and let us know everything about you so we don't even have to ask. That's just how I feel. I want to know everything. I want to be invested in what I'm investing so much of my time into. Why not? So I did like the Behind the Ropes. It's nothing like All Access or HBO 24/7. It doesn't even have that same feel. The music is totally different. It's totally different. I don't know. I never even heard the Beatles, but they probably were playing the Beatles. But the music, the production was still done very good, just as good as HBO and Showtime. Because while that wasn't my taste of music, it went with every scene, you know. Did you guys catch either part 1 or part 2? Because I watched them all.
I caught part 1. I thought part 2 was coming out tonight, or maybe it did because we're 5 hours behind. I caught part 1. I caught the press conference. I thought it was fucking cool how fucking George Groves is fucking doing the Rubik's Cube while fucking Carl Froch is on the mic at the press conference. Like, he doesn't even give a fuck about what Carl Froch has to say. That was fucking dope. I
love that part, Vic. I love that part. And people are saying that he's not under he's under Froch's skin in that part, right? Right before the Rubik's Cube, when he was talking, you could see Froch, and they was putting the captions there. I don't remember exactly what Froch was saying, but every time Grove says something, Froch had something negative, kind of jokey to say. So if you hired a fucking sports psychologist to deal with Groves, and you still doing that kiddie shit with your trainer, clearly he's under your skin. And in the face-off, I believe it was the face-off or toe-to-toe, because I watched toe-to-toe too, man. I'm telling you, Sky Sports was doing massive content. So they were doing like another version of face-off, but in a daytime show, and Froch was biting down on his lip. Like, the dude clearly cannot keep it together.
Well, I think what is bothering the two of them, honestly, is they're going to be fighting in a stadium full of 80,000 people, and neither one of them have ever experienced anything like that before. And I think it's getting to Froch, especially.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't think either man is going to freeze under these lights, because this is a dream come true for them. I'm telling you, I'm so happy that I got to watch all this, because I don't get the time to invest in those guys because I didn't have the ability to watch them. But this is a dream come true for them. That card is going to be awesome. It's going to be. I'm more interested in that card than any other card this weekend. That card, I can't wait for the undercard. I'm excited about DeGale and Gonzalez. And I think I'm picking Gonzalez, man. I went back and watched that Astuzan fight. Holy shit, yes, he gassed out. Yes, that was his first 10-rounder. And yes, this will be his first 12-rounder. But, man, that boy put together 6 good-ass rounds and learned from that mistake of not being able to maintain that sort of pace. He's not doing that shit again. He's just not.
Wait, but Vic, didn't you say they weren't even going to show that fight?
I mean, you're going to see it on Sky Sports, but you're going to see it on HBO. You're going to have to catch the stream, or if you got, the Apple TV thing that Ness has.
Local guy from around.
That sucks. Oh, go ahead, Robbie. Robbie?
I was saying that Brandon Gonzalez is a Northern California fighter. I wish they were showing that fight, because there's a lot of support for him in this area, and unless you have the internet, you're not going to get to see that fight. And I think it's a shame. I think that's going to be a good fight for him.
I said it, a couple weeks ago when we brought this up briefly, but man, I would rather see DeGale and Gonzalez than the Donaire fight. You know what I mean? Like real talk, that's like my second favorite fight on the of the night. Like, man, for real, no bullshit.
No. My second favorite fight is Walter's Darchinian, man. I love that fight.
Is up there.
I like Rosa Divaya too.
This fight is up there for me because I'm invested in DeGale. I went back and watched a lot of his fights, and again, having Sky Sports has been tremendous. And I watched a bunch of his interviews, and I like that kid. I really do. This is, bad that Brandon Gonzalez is gonna beat him because I like DeGale, but I think that Gonzalez is gonna take it. But DeGale, he talks. If he can win this fight, that Froch DeGale or Froch Grove, DeGale Groves 2 is gonna be huge.
Hey, you know what? Let me ask y'all real quick. What y'all are? Because y'all are making it seem like y'all stream straight off of Sky Sports. Is that what y'all are saying?
Ness does, because he's got the Apple TV, I guess.
Oh, okay. That's what's up.
Mario, I got like I think it's like 6 Sky channels, dog. I'm watching.
What the fuck?
Unlimited shit, B. All night, all day. It's just massive shit there. And
shit.
TV, I get to put Daily Motion on my TV, so I'm watching this shit in bed. I could do hours of that.
But how's the
what? HD, my friend, HD.
That's what's up.
Last night, I gotta get up at 5:15. Last night I was watching fucking X-Men, the new one, on my Apple TV. That shit was HD, nigga. Let's take some callers. Yo, Apple TV, I love you, baby. 502, you're live on the Boxing Voice. Who's this?
What's up, man? It's Raw Boxing TV. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Raw Boxing?
Not much, man. Not much. Hey, listen, I totally agree with you guys. Let's go back a little bit to the Cotto Martinez. I've just been waiting online since then. And I want to get my point into that subject. My video, I picked obviously Martinez to win. And I do gotta agree with you, Ness, 90%. I don't understand how people still so attached to the Cotto brand, man. Cotto did good, yes. As a 147-pounder, he did good. As a 154, he did okay. But people keep focusing on Martinez's knees or whatnot, how he performed versus Murray. We got to think of the fact that Murray was a lot bigger than Martinez was. That could have had an effect. Martinez was in his hometown. Emotions could have gotten to him. I know Martinez did not perform good in that fight. Matter of fact, I don't think that he won that fight. But I do see not just beating Cotto, but I see him stopping Cotto. Whether the knee is at 90% or 100%, I don't think Cotto can handle that 160, man. Honestly speaking, I know that he can make that weight comfortable because he's a big boy, but it's a different ballpark at 160. I don't see how Cotto is going to be able to adjust to the awkwardness of Martinez. And if Martinez is able to land that 1-2 from those lower angles that he's accustomed to throw the left hand, I can seriously see Cotto getting hurt in this fight, man, honestly speaking.
Do you feel like, this is what I hear what you're saying. You're saying that if Martinez is Martinez, Cotto has absolutely no chance in hell. But my question to you is, what happens if Martinez isn't Martinez, if those injuries are relevant?
I'm not saying if Martinez is Martinez. Because at the end of the day, whether the knee is damaged or not, the knee is only going to be good for you to take the shots and move. But your hands, he's still going to be able to throw his punches from the same angles he's used to throwing them. And I'm not saying that if Martinez is not Martinez, then that if Martinez is Martinez, then he's going to take Cotto out. Martinez is not Martinez. Let's get that clear. This Martinez is coming into this fight is not Martinez. But then again, this Cotto is not Cotto. People are so impressed because he destroyed Delvin Rodriguez. Listen, with all the respect to Cotto, he did to Delvin what he was supposed to do to a fighter of Delvin's class, period. Delvin Rodriguez was a confidence boost for him, and he knew that coming into the fight, and he knew that after winning the fight. This was a confidence boost for him. I might be wrong. Again, this is boxing, but
no, it's a good point. You're right.
Cotto being stopped in this fight.
But then again, you can also say, here's my thing with boxing fans. There were plenty of people picking Delvin Rodriguez to beat Cotto.
There were.
But now, after the fact, Delvin is a bum. I get it. I don't think Delvin was going to beat Cotto. I don't know why people were so I mean, maybe because they thought Cotto was finished or something, but a lot of people did pick Delvin just like they picked Yuri. You can't say after the fact he did what he was supposed to do unless you pick Cotto. A lot of people didn't really pick Cotto. A lot of people were really upset, and the next thing that came out of people's mouths when Cotto beat Delvin was, "Oh, but Delvin's a bum. You see, I told you." Like, it's just, I don't know.
No.
But I agree with you.
Fair
He
point.
did what he was supposed to do.
Delvin is a bum never came out of my mouth because of the simple fact that even before the fight, even if, I mean, I'm not advising you to go to my channel, but even if you go to my channel and look for that video, I was saying it before the fight. People do not get too excited with the Cotto victory on this fight. This does not put him back at the A level.
Oh,
This
I
just
agree.
puts him back at the competitive level. I mean, it's not. I'm just being honest, man. And I know sometimes people take offense to that because they're so emotionally attached to a fighter. But I'll give you a great example. Imagine if tomorrow they put Sugar Shane Mosley in there with some C-class fighter and he knocks him out. You know how many fans are gonna be like, "Oh, Mosley's back." You know what I mean? That's my point. We shouldn't get too so excited because Cotto is back, because Cotto is not the Cotto that people still think Cotto is. And we need to, when you hear fans talk out there, they talk like Cotto is this bulldozer, this destructible machine. And it's not the point at all. And what people say out there affect what other people think about a fighter. And I'm so sick and tired of hearing, "Oh, Cotto is this great star, and remember what he did to this." And that was in the past. That was in such a different weight division. And on the other hand, you can say that whatever Martinez has done in the past, some of it has been at the weight division that he's currently going to fight at. So it's a much more comfortable ground for him.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
Fair points. No, I agree.
Hey, I agree with you.
Hey, Nez.
What's
Nez.
up, baby?
Nez, let me ask you a question, Nez. Did you see all the controversy that video you did with Lara is causing, man? Where people are saying that I think I'm gonna post a link at your YouTube channel where people are saying that there's this promotional company down in Florida. I think it's called Caribbean Promotion or something like that.
Yeah, Caribe
That is saying
Promotion.
that. Yeah. That they're saying that that in a way you and Luis de Cuba can arrange that interview. And after you ask that question to Lara, "Hey, what's up with your other fellow Cubans? Why aren't they signing out to Al Haymon?" They're saying that you and Luis de Cuba kind of arranged that to embarrass the other two Cubans down here. And
Oh, that's hilarious.
now there's this war. I actually as soon as I hang up with you guys, I got an interview with Cowboy Promotion out of Las Vegas to speak on this subject, and I'm gonna post a link of that video on your Twitter so you can kind of check it out. But things are heating up. Even Lara's wife is involved in the.
Yo,
she's coming up.
put that on the Boxing Boys Twitter. I want to see that shit.
Yo, that's so. Hey, thanks, Raw Boxing TV. That's so funny because anyone that listens to this show knows that I'm high on all three. I fell off the bandwagon of Yuriorkis Gamboa. He is going to lose to Crawford. He's just been so lackadaisical. I can't help but feel that way. But Rigondeaux, that's my man. Laura, we all know I've been promoting them dudes since
day one.
Because I just seen the goods in them very early. I mean, it was easy. The way that you guys seen the goods in Lomachenko, and unfortunately he has yet to prove it, but that's how I seen it in him. So that's just absurd that anyone would think. Listen, I'm telling you the fucking truth. I'm asking, why the fuck ain't they signed with Al Haymon? I mean, people, listen, at the end of the day, call me what you want, but the truth is the truth. Al Haymon fighters are eating. This is a business. You have to put food on the table. What did Orlandito Divaje come and say last fucking week? He's not worried about being a champion. He's worried about buying a fucking house. Ray Beltran just bought... Manny Pacquiao gave him his house, for God's sakes. And how long has Ray Beltran been fighting? So, if you smart, you're going to sign with any manager that can get you money. People sign with Cameron Duncan all day. Look at Rios.
But and it kind of makes me upset that's even an issue because I mean, like, where are we today? Like, is the Boxing Voice and the listeners and the people in this, you know, community of boxing fans the only people that are keeping it real with themselves? Like, that's not like a question that, like, I mean, that's a question that takes like 2 seconds to manifest. I mean, that's the obvious thing right there. Like, for real, everyone knows it. It's like people are mad because you said it out loud. It's like, oh, don't say that. Now it's like, oh, you know, it makes them look like fools. But what the fuck? Like, that's what everybody's thinking anyway. You know what I mean? Like, if you sign with Haymon, shit gets better. Until the day comes where shit gets worse, then, you know, we can talk about all that. But it's a proven fact at this point.
Mario, let's play a game. You're Yoroki's Gamboa. Hey, Gamboa, my name is 50 Cent. Come sign with me. Or sign with Haymon. You do the math. Where the fuck is Gamboa at now?
I'll tell you what. The game now, okay, that's an easy game. You sign with Haymon. But the game is now, sign with 50 Cent after you know what's going to happen to you, or sign with anyone else, and you sign with anyone else. I mean, Gamboa's in a joke of a position. That question wasn't even a question for Gamboa. That was like, is he just an idiot? You know what I mean? And he's still fighting on top rank cards, for Christ's sake, against top rank fighters. Like, it's so fucking stupid.
He bit the hand that fed him. Now he's got to come back like the stray dog.
And they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. They're like, they're gonna get mad at you. They're gonna get mad at, you know, some of the other really great, you know, journalist, Radio Raheem. Some of those guys, they're gonna get mad at y'all because y'all put them on blast. And it's not even putting them on blast. It's just saying, like, I mean, to me, that's as obvious a statement as, you know, why'd you get that fade? Like, if you got a fade, you got a fade. If you got a crooked deal, you got a crooked deal. If you're not with Haymon when you can be, what's your problem? You know what I mean? Like, everyone else sees it. I don't box. I've never made a fucking dime boxing in the ring, and I would sign with Haymon tomorrow. I would sign with Haymon if I wanted to be a construction worker and he was gonna fucking give me a deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, that motherfucker is.
All those people that leave comments and say Ness is a Haymon fanboy or showcase Haymon, whatever. Ask yourself the question in the mirror. If you had a fucking son, that was into boxing, do you want him with Haymon or you want him somewhere fucking else? Be honest with yourself, man. Be honest.
And we can talk from boxing fans. We can talk as boxing fans, and that's fine. And my opinion changes. What Haymon is kind of doing with the sport, I mean, it's bad. It's like, look what happened with Mayweather, and that was best for him with the whole Top Rank situation. Haymon, you know, took the less amount of money. He got Floyd paid. That's great. But now it's like this mutation that's happening. It's like Top Rank spewed out Mayweather and De La Hoya on their own, and now Golden Boy spewing out Richard Schaefer and now Haymon on their own. It's just like this never-ending cycle. I mean, eventually Richard Schaefer is going to hire somebody and they're going to get mad and start their own promotion. And then that person's going to get mad and start their own. And then soon we're going to have 90 promotions with 2 fighters in each that aren't fighting anybody. I mean, divisions are going to be owned essentially by one company, and it's just going to be madness. And so we can talk from that point of view, and I can see where people disagree with Haymon, but you put it perfectly. If you're a fighter and you have a kid and you want money for that kid, you got to sign with Haymon. That's a no-brainer. If you're a parent and your son's coming up in the amateurs, he's this hot prospect, and Haymon offers you a deal, what the fuck? Yeah, of course you're going to take it. Of course. Look what he did with Gary Russell fighting 8-rounders on HBO. Like, of course you're going to take it. Don't even pretend like you're not flattered.
With the blood of a Scottish warrior coursing through his veins, this man proclaimed,
I fucking love boxing.
The best.
Dude, every time I hear that intro, I feel like I should be marching.
Dude, it is a dope-ass intro. Dope is dope.
Are you going to make your appearance, MV2?
MV2?
MV2 fell asleep. That, you know how he do. Let's see. 9, 5, 6. You're live on the Boxing Voice. Who's this?
Yeah, this is Jonas.
What's up, Jonas? Talk to us.
Hey, I got a couple of points I wanted to talk to you about. First,
I think Martinez is going to beat Cotto. I think the people that are going for Cotto, I think they're just, as the last caller has said, they're thinking about Cotto Judah, Mosley, Foreman, Rodriguez, that Cotto that was, impressive. But if you think about the Cotto against the recent Cotto, the ones that he lost, man, that's a no-brainer. Everybody knows Martinez is going to win. Especially when Cotto picks up his hands, that's crazy to me. He picks up his hands and he's still getting hit right through the middle. Hello?
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I agree with you, but at the same time, I mean, it goes back to the whole case of what do you see in these fighters now, and what do they have left? I mean, that's what makes this fight so interesting. I mean, do you see both guys in their respect? Like, I mean, they're not fighting at their best point in their careers. So who has the edge?
Yeah. Well, I think that Cotto. It depends, because I think that Cotto took the fight with Martinez because he knew he was still going to have the fight with Canelo afterwards, win or lose. If he wins, he could get more money. If he lost, he still has the fight there. I think I like Cotto's style. I think he's a good boxer, but I think Martinez is a better fighter. I think he could even without his legs. I think he has enough movement to give Cotto those problems.
Okay, so
I think that Martinez has always fought bigger opponents, and he took on the punches of Kelly Pavlik, but I think he could take Cotto's punch.
See, okay, I hear what you're saying, and this is my question, because this is starting to come up. This is like the theme now. So I'm going to ask you a very specific question, because I feel like this is a question that certain people are going to answer differently that are picking Martinez. Is there any point in Cotto's career that you think he could have beaten Martinez? I mean, like, if this fight happened 5 years ago, do you think Cotto wins? 10 years ago, does Cotto win? 2 years ago, does Cotto? I mean, do you think Martinez, like, this is a shutdown for you?
Not at that weight class. If you would tell me, just put him maybe at 140, like Cotto at 140, I was a fan of him. I'm a fan of Cotto, but I think his better days were at 140, 147 when he was fighting Judah, Mosley, when he was moving, when he was the bigger man in the ring. But I think he just doesn't want to lose the weight.
See, that's my point, though. Like, you just made my point that I was trying to get to, because it's like, so you're saying the 140 version of Cotto, if, I mean, somehow he could magically be 154 at the time that Martinez is 154, he has his best shot to beat him, and that's my point, guys. Like, that's not what this fight is to me. I think Sergio Martinez has proved what kind of a fighter he is. He's a very special fighter. Cotto, man, I love him to death. I've been watching him for so long, and I've rooted for him against Margarito and that whole thing. And I got to see it. That was my first fight I saw live, was him in Vegas against Pacquiao. But, I mean, I don't know. Like, y'all, I feel like everybody's tripping here, because to me, this fight hinges on the fact that Martinez isn't Martinez, and Cotto's going to take advantage of that vulnerability. But if y'all are making it seem as though Cotto is, or like Martinez isn't that special guy, so it's like I don't see what y'all are going on. Like, I don't see what y'all are basing all y'all's opinions on. If y'all think Martinez is healthy, then it's a landslide.
No, well, I think it's gonna be a landslide, even if he.
Oh shit! All right.
Martinez.
Now, what'd you say? That? Repeat that.
Oh, I think it's gonna. I think if Martinez is healthy, it's gonna be a landslide. But even if Martinez is not healthy, I still give it, favor Martinez over Cotto, just because he has more benefits at that weight. It's normal to him.
True.
Punches from bigger fighters. It's nothing new. If you just base Martinez's last performance, you could take other things in consideration. You could take that he was fighting in Argentina. You could take that he was fighting a bigger guy. You could take that the day that he was fighting, it was freaking pouring outside, and outside in the stadium. I think all of that is a distraction. I think training in Argentina was a distraction as well. I was looking at the I don't know if it was the 24/7 or not, that he was actually like training in his room because he couldn't get out of the hotel. I think all of that versus over here, when I think all of that is a distraction.
All right, caller, I'm gonna put you on hold and get to some other callers here. 10 to 11. What up? You need to change that fucking screen in.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up?
I just wanted to say that Brandon Gonzalez is gonna do his thing on Saturday. He's gonna take the Gale down, and I wanted to see what you guys thought about the Nicholas Walters and Darchinian fight.
Well,
I think that's gonna be that's my second favorite fight of the weekend. I think it's just gonna be fun. I'm glad I get to see it live. I mean, if you guys don't have the Top Rank app, you should download it or put that shit on your computer. That's gonna be on at 9 a.m. Eastern. So I mean, I'm gonna be up. I don't know about you guys on the West Coast, but 6 a.m. might be a little too early for you. But I think that's a hell of a fight. Darchinian seemingly is always in good fights, and we shall see. I mean, is Darchinian on the way out? I know he wanted to try MMA. I don't know who I'm picking for that fight. I'm probably leaning Darchinian, but we shall see. I mean, what do you think of that fight, Mario?
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because I felt like there was an obvious pick, and I was so scared to say it because I felt like either everybody knew Walters was gonna win, but it's a good fight, or everyone knew Darchinian was gonna win, it's a good fight. Like I couldn't really get a beat on it. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Darchinian for the simple reason that he surprised me throughout his career by doing things to fighters that I didn't think he could do things against. This is going to be a great fight. I know it is not going to stop in terms of action, but at the same time, I don't know how real Walter's ability to go out there and disrupt a fighter like Darchinian, I don't know how real his abilities are, the power. I mean, to me, it's just there's certain questions that I have that allude to the fact that Darchinian, while I don't think he'll have an easy night, I don't see a scenario where he loses, to be honest with you. But at the same time, I don't even feel comfortable saying that because I think it's going to be such a tremendous fight. It could go either way, but you're right. It's one of the best fights on the card. If I wasn't so, I guess, divided between DeGale and Gonzalez, I mean, that would be one of my favorite fights to watch. And they are going to show that one on HBO, right? Or are they not, Vic?
No, that's on the Top Rank app. The only thing they're showing on HBO, they're going to show Donaire against Villeka, and then they're going to show Froch Groves. And then HBO Latino will show, I guess, Fortuna, Del Valle, and Rosa.
Okay. Yeah, so I can't wait. I don't care, stream or whatever. I don't care, but yeah, man, 10 or 11, it's going to be a great fight, man.
Well, I mean, you got the Top Rank app is pretty good, man. Like
it is.
It's just as clear as day. So I mean,
hell yeah.
It's
And one more thing, shout out to Nets for that. I hit you up on Twitter for that mashups heads up. So thanks for that.
Wait. You're the one that gave me the way to do it?
No. I hit you up because I heard about it on another episode.
Yeah,
I heard you talking about it. I already ordered that shit. I'm supposed to get that Apple TV coming in.
Oh man, I hope it's a second gen. You can't do it if it's not a second gen.
Yeah, no, I looked into it. Yeah, the second gen's cool.
Sweet. Yo, your girl's gonna be mad at you. It's gonna be too much TV for you now. All right, brother. Thanks for calling in, man. Let me see here. 718, you're live. You ready to talk?
You got it. The Top Rank app. Yo, Ness, what up?
What up?
Hey, I got a question for y'all, man. I want to ask y'all, I'm telling y'all, man, Cotto gonna lose, man. I mean, no. Martinez gonna lose that fight, man. And y'all gonna eat your crow, trust me. Y'all all gonna eat your crow. Martinez is gonna lose that fight, man.
Yo, let me ask you something. You from Queens?
Yeah. I'm from Rockaway, Queens.
Yo, I can hear it all in your voice. I feel like I'm listening to a Nas or Mobb Deep CD right now.
Yeah, but I want to know, how can I go online and see that Darkinian and all that fight? Y'all said the app on the Top Rank app.
Top Rank app.
Yeah.
Well, you could go to the website. You go to Top Rank website and watch it on the computer. Or if you have
it's only if you have
a or Android.
Nah, it's only if you have a Mac.
There's no
if you
Android?
have a Mac, there's no Android, and you can't even watch it on Windows. If you have a Mac, you can watch the.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie. I've watched the first Macau card on my computer.
I tried last one and it didn't let me, and I saw it said the download and it didn't work at all.
No, it works. I don't know about Android, but I've watched it on my computer and on my phone. So you're good, man. Just the Top Rank app or toprankpromotions.com. I think that's the website, or toprank.com, one or the other.
And like that's the thing too, caller. Like Vic said it a bunch of times. Like it's fucking dope, dude. Like you can have it for pay-per-views. I mean, they show everything, and like even on top of that, they got like coverage. You can go back and watch undercards. I mean, dude, this app is like. I mean, people need to get on that level in terms of apps. Like, people talk about Top Rank Golden Boy rivalry and everything Golden Boy's doing, but I'll tell you what, Top Rank's kicking the shit out of them when it comes to that aspect. Like, I watch that on my phone, man, that shit is clear.
Does it AirPlay?
What do you mean by that?
AirPlay, where like if you got it on your phone, you could send it to your TV if you got.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It sucks because we have it on the office, and it's a smaller TV, and that's the only one that's set up. Is a smart TV that's the only one set up like that. So like I'll cast it, and man, it's beautiful. But it's like, damn, we got the big TV in the front room and shit. So
all I gotta do now is set an alarm for 9 a.m. and I will be watching that Top Rank because I'm just gonna open my eyes and put it on Apple TV. Hey QB, you got something else for us?
Yeah, I got one more question for y'all, man. Danny Garcia better stay away from Pacquiao, man. That's all I gotta say, man.
I'm with you. He's lost
to the Herrera fight. He better stay away from Pacquiao and all that, man. They better cherry pick his fight like Mayweather. They do Mayweather, man. Telling you, man, he ain't ready, man, yet, man.
Never been a lame-o. Never been a lame-o.
See, y'all said go to iTunes for that 5-star review, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna go there, go on iTunes and put that in for y'all, for real. Word.
Yo,
hey, Ness.
It's important that you put words, because if you don't put words, it's not gonna show up. Like we'll still get the 5-star review, but we won't be able to read it out on the show because if there's no body in the subject.
Ness.
All right, I got you.
I'm gonna send you his number because he said he was on hold for a while. I'm gonna send you his number right now.
All right,
so yeah, that's what I had to really say, man. And I love y'all show, man. I'm be listening all the time, man.
Thank you, brother.
All right.
I sent you the text. You got it?
Yeah, I got it. But I told you to tell him to just text me the first time.
He said he was on hold. I mean, I don't know, dude.
I don't know if this thing could call to Canada, Vic. I mean, let's see. All right. Pick up the flow, boys.
So Mario, do you even know Gradovich opponent? You ever heard of the dude?
Oh, Mario's not there, Vic. He must have dipped off. I don't, but I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna learn who he is.
You know what's crazy? I don't think Donaire is with Garcia for this fight.
Nah, I've been reading that too.
I'm a little. I mean, my thing with this fight is I don't even know if Donaire wants to fight anymore, man. I don't know if his heart's in it anymore.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, can we speak to Mr.
Hello?
Pascal, please?
Yeah, it's me.
What's going on, John?
I'm good. You?
Good. Well, we're happy to have you here on the Boxing Voice. Vic, you wanna Go ahead.
Yeah, John, how you doing today? First off, congratulations on the new promotional company. Tell us what it was like your first fight on May 16th, the Showbox. Tell us what it was like being a promoter this time around and not being in the ring.
Honestly, that was great. You know, I'm still a active fighter, but being a promoter was great. That was my first experience, and my first show was on Showtime, so that was tremendous, very very nice for me. You know, to be able to have my first show in the network, like Showtime Network. So, you know, I'm very proud of myself. And, you know, it's very nice to be a promoter, but, you know, my main thing right now is to be a boxer, is to reclaim a world title. And then after my career, I'm going to really, really focus on my company.
Now, before we go into the fighting, on your company, can you tell our listeners, I mean, who do you have on your stable? And I believe you're working together with Lou DiBella and his partners. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. I work with Lou DiBella. My CEO, Greg Leon, it's a freaking genius. He's a bright guy. He's young, and you know, he's the one who helped me with everything with my company promotional side. And you know, I need to thank Lou because he helped me a lot for my first show. He gave me a great, opportunity. So we co-signed together a real good prospect, Joel Diaz Jr. is 16-0, 12 knockouts, and I'm telling you guys, that kid is 18 years old. He's gonna become world champion very, very soon.
Well, I know my co-host is gonna ask you about Joel Diaz because he loves Joel Diaz Jr. But sticking on you, last time we seen you, you beat the hell out of Butte. With all the things that are going on, what is next for Jean Pascal? I mean, you signed with Interbox and GYM. What's the outlook for your next fight?
No. I didn't sign with Interbox and GYM. I signed with Jean Pascal Promotion, and Jean Pascal Promotion will co-promote Jean Pascal with GYM and
GYM. So with that being said, now that you have that connection with two of the biggest Canadian promoters, what is next for you? I mean, when will we see you in the ring?
Probably we need to talk, but my return should be around September 27, and I'm targeting the best guy available right now.
Now, being that you're with who you are with, do you expect that fight to be on HBO? Do you expect that fight to be on Showtime, or that's still up in the air?
Honestly, I have no idea. I want to thank Showtime who bring me back on the network, but last time as a promoter, so that was very nice from them. But as a boxer, I really don't know. I might fight on HBO, I might fight on Showtime. I don't know right now. I let those type of things to my CEO, Greg Leon.
Now, John, can you tell me, because I'm hearing some rumors that you may possibly headline in your hometown, and that the opponent is supposed to be Sean Monahan?
Uh-huh.
Have you heard anything of this?
It's only rumors. I heard Cloud, I heard Sean Monahan. Right now, I don't think we have a specific guy. We still negotiate with some boxers. So right now, I don't think I got an opponent right now as we talk.
Now, you said you're still negotiating. Is any of that negotiating being done with some Golden Boy fighters? Because I do believe you had a meeting with Golden Boy recently, probably in the last month or so. So was any possible opponents discussed then?
Like I said, I want to fight the best guy available. If it's a Golden Boy guy, it's gonna be a Golden Boy guy. If it's a top rank guy, it's gonna be a top rank guy. But like I said, I leave those things to my CEO, Greg Leon, and my job as a boxer is to train well and be ready for the fight.
All right. Well, speaking of training, the last time you were getting prepared, you did a lot of work with Roy Jones. Is that going to be something that you continue to do fight after fight?
Of course, I spoke to him and he said he would love to come to the next camp. Roy Jones, you know, everybody knows that was my idol. See, when I was young, and now you know he's training me, staying with me in camp. So that's very big honor for me. And so far, he said that he's gonna be in my next camp.
Well, my real questions are going to be about you as a promoter because you know you put on a good show, and I'm glad that you brought back Joel Diaz. Television needs this kid. It wasn't his best performance, but he has so much potential. What is next for him? And if you don't even know that, at least tell me, how soon do you plan to get him back into the ring?
He should be back in the ring probably in July, and definitely if in July everything's is gonna be good, I want to put him on my show in September. Like that, you know, he's gonna be able to see a big crowd, a big show. So, but in terms of belt.
John, you there? Hello? Hello. Hello.
I think you might have lost him.
Oh man, that sucks.
Want to buzz him back real quick? I mean, I thought that was going well.
Yeah. Let's see.
I'm just intrigued because all I've been hearing was Jean Pascal, Shawnee Monahan.
So why you didn't ask him that?
Because you cut in right when I was going to ask him that.
Because I seen you.
Hello?
Hey, John, you fell off. So you were saying you put him on your undercard so you could experience a big show, and then we lost you.
Yeah, exactly. I want to put him on my undercard to make him have experience big shows, big crowd, and stuff like that. And we're targeting a world title shot probably like 2015 or early 2016.
That's perfect. That's perfect because I don't want this kid Rush. He has so much upside. Are you gonna bring him? Are you gonna? Well, you know, clearly you guys have two separate camps, but have you been in the gym with him yet?
Not yet, but probably my next camp is gonna be in Big Bear. He trained over there with a good coach, Abel Sanchez. So we're gonna be together very soon.
So now again, sticking to the promoter. Since you're doing the promoting, who is in charge of not matchmaking but seeking the talent?
It's Greg seeking the talent, my coach Mark Ramsey, myself as well, because at the end of the day I have the last word on everything. So you know, if I like the guy, I'm gonna sign him. And you know, the big difference between me and the other promoters is, you know, I've been there, done that. You know, most of the promoter, I'm not telling they're not good, but they can feel what a boxer felt in the ring or what they're going through training camp. Like Bob Arum, never boxed, Dark King either. So, but me, you know, I'm a promoter. I'm still active. So, no, that's why I was telling Joel Diaz, like, don't worry. I've been there. I know your fears. I know, like, you know, it's a bit scared to stand with someone, stuff like that. But me, I know what you feel. I know what you're going through because I've been there, done that. So, you know, you are in good hands. So any boxer's going to sign with Jean Pascal Promotion, they're going to be in good hands because I've been there before.
Well, John, I want to ask you, switching gears just a little bit. I'm all over the place, but what is being billed as possibly the biggest fight in British history is Carl Froch, George Groves. I'm sure you watched the first fight, and you've been in the ring with Froch. What is your prediction for this super fight?
Honestly, I think this time Carl Froch is going to take him away because the first fight, I think Froch got, you know, a little bit too confident. Yeah, he thought I was a young kid and stuff like that. So I think he didn't train the way he was supposed to train or take the fight the way he was supposed to take it really very, very seriously. But now he knows he has a strong, young wolf He's gonna be hungry to whoop his ass. So I know this kid, he trained really, really hard. He went through like everything. So I think this time Carl Froch is gonna get the win, the big victory.
Now, Jean, we've heard you in the media as of late, and talking about the fact that, promoting versus fighting, which one's difficult, and things of that nature. Tyson's kind of said some things about that. For you, what would you rather be doing right now? I mean, obviously, the promoting is the future, but you're an exciting fighter. You're a guy who I think still has plenty of interesting and exciting matchups out there. Which would you rather be doing?
But honestly, I wanted to be a boxer, but at the same time, I'm a boxer, I'm an athlete, but at the same time, I'm a businessman, and I need to prepare after boxing, and after boxing, it's gonna be to stay in boxing, but as a promoter. So slowly, I'm starting the process. I started my company. I signed first boxer, a lot of boxers have their own promotional company, but they don't sign no one. Me, it's real. It's a real company. I've already signed Joel Diaz. I'm thinking to sign other prospects as well. But right now, my main focus is to be a boxer, is to become two-time world champion. So that's why I leave more that business to my CEO, Greg Leon. That's why I hire him, and so far he's doing a fantastic job.
So do you plan, once you retire, to take a more active approach, or is there going to be some, like we see with De La Hoya Schaefer?
My main goal is to be like the golden boy of Canada,
Okay.
Really like the biggest company, the biggest professional company. I don't take anything away from Yvon Michel and enter box, but I want to be the golden boy of Canada.
Oh, those are big shoes to fill. Now, John, we all remember, and I think this goes to your legacy of how you promoted and how charming and dynamic you were, and just all of the things that I guess made it special to watch a promotion with you. We all remember the Take the Test. That's just something that kind of like rings out in everybody's mind. But how active or proactive will you be with your fighters and the promotions when it comes to that aspect of the sport? I mean, we all know that the sport, in terms of failing drug tests and PEDs and steroids and all that stuff, it's become very murky. And I honestly feel like it's the job of the promoters, the sanctioning bodies, of course, or the commissions rather. But how proactive will you be in that sense?
Of course, I want I'm down for the test. I'm the first one who asked Bernard, or I'm the first one in Canada to ask blood testing for the fight, because every time we step in the ring, we put our lives on the line. We put our life on the line, so it's very important to battle in a fair field. But I don't think it's right to take away some money from the fighter to make them to get those tests. I think it's the commission job to do that, or maybe the WBC or WBA job to do those kind of testing. Because right now those tests that the WBC asks, they're not very, very accurate, because there's so many stuff that you can take so you can see in the urine. So that's why I want everybody ask for the Olympic test, with blood testing, urine, and everything. That's gonna be better for the sport, and at least we're gonna see we're not a fraud, we're not under influence and stuff like that. We're legit, and we true champion, and we fight clean.
Well said. Wow, that, very well said. I'm glad to hear you.
Ask Bernard to do the test. That was supposed to be an example. Bernard supposedly is a legend. So a legend has to walk the talk and show the example. And I gave him a chance to be a pioneer in that sport to take the test to see, listen, I'm Bernard Hopkins, I'm 15 years old, I'm doing it clean, and I'm going to show you I'm doing it clean. But he said no. But, you know, I wonder why. I know why, but, you know, the past isn't the past. But, you know, that's not good for the sport, and, you know, that's not good for the opponent as well.
So in your mind, does that, you know, that incident in time between you two, does that kind of sully and spoil what he's done in your eyes from that point on, and the longevity?
Definitely. Because if you have nothing to hide, you take test and you shut up my mouth. You know? You shut up my mouth. That guy is 50 years old and can hang with 20 years old kids. Like, come on. Like, it's not because you don't drink, you sleep early, you eat well that you're going to be able to keep up with 20, 25 years old fighters. Come on, this is war. Boxing, this is war. So people like who say no, he's doing it clean. I'm not saying like he's doing something wrong, but you know, I have my doubts about certain things. But I'm telling you, at 50 years old, you cannot compete with a 25 years old guy.
And you make a fair argument
that you have something special, like, you know, a big punch, like, you know, George Foreman was a heavy hitter and stuff like that. But Bernard is not a heavy hitter. Bernard doesn't have like great speed. He's just dirty, and he might take other things as well. We don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, I understand your reasoning, and I get where you're coming from. Now, last question I'm going to...
There's this guy now, guys, I'm sorry, but I'm just fucking pissed thinking about that. You know, he's going to go in the Hall of Fame, and, you know, I'm the one who was asking him to take some tests, and he said no. Now we do prove that, you know, he's doing it clean. So to me, that guy is a fucking fraud.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to ask you, this is my last question before I pass you off to my other co-host, Vic, but I'll tell you what, we're going to bring this to a brighter note, okay, because I don't want the last question I asked was the one that pissed you off the most. We saw what De La Hoya did with Golden Boy, and you mentioned how you want to be the Golden Boy of Canada, and those are bright aspirations, but what De La Hoya did was he signed fights for himself, he negotiated fights, and was able to take control of the undercard. So it was like every time HBO gave him a card that he was main eventing, he used it to help promote his company, and that was successful. What fight do you think, for you, that's out there that is big enough that you could kind of enjoy those kind of benefits to where, oh my God, it's Jean Pascal versus, you fill in the blank, and you can control that kind of those kind of intricacies.
Yeah, exactly. De La Hoya put the blueprint out there, so it's easy to follow. So my thing is I might probably do the same thing, and me, I'm a warrior. Like I will fight anyone to prove I'm the best because I think I'm the best. When Floyd leave the fight, leave this game, I want to be recognized as the best pound for pound in the world, and I know I have the capacity. I do need to improve more skill and stuff like that, but in the due time, I will become one day the best pound for pound in the world. I can fight Kovalev, Stevenson, Bernard, but Bernard won't take the test, so Bernard just sit down. so I'll fight Kovalev, Ward, anyone, because I'm a warrior, and I just want to prove that I'm the best, and also I want to please the fan. I'm a crowd pleaser. And also, I'm already the cash cow in Canada. Nobody can tell more than me. So I'm just going to follow the Oscar blueprint.
John, I just got two more questions, then let you go. First off, you mentioned a lot of guys that are fighting on HBO. Do you see yourself in a good position because, Adonis left to Showtime, and, besides, you maybe, Kovalov doesn't have an opponent, and maybe even Andre Ward doesn't have a legitimate opponent. Do you see yourself in that position where HBO needs to get Jean Pascal on board?
I hope so. I hope so because I was telling Peter Nelson like a year ago, you guys should sign me right away because I'm gonna become like the center of the division, and right now I say I'm about to because Stevenson left on Showtime, so to make Kovalev relevant, they need me. Kovalev needs me to be relevant because right now it's kind of unknown in the States. So, to put a fight, to build up a fight between me and Kovalev will be very, very good for HBO, and the winner of that fight can fight Andre Ward.
And my last question, being that Adonis Stevenson had Kovalev and that fight seemingly was almost done, but then got a better offer to go, were you in his position, not knowing all the details, would you have done the same thing?
Honestly, it's really hard to tell because, like you said, we don't know all the details. But the fight was there, and they said he committed to the fight. And me, I'm a man of my word. I only got one word. So if I said I'm gonna fight Kovalev, like I'm gonna fight Kovalev. I'm not gonna turn around and say, oh no, I need more money on this. If I committed myself already and said I will do it because I'm a man of my word. But like you said, we don't know all the details, so it's really hard to have an opinion on this thing.
Well, Jean, those are all our questions. We want to thank you for coming on. Thanks for all the insight, and we can't wait for your next show, and we can't wait to see you in the ring in September.
Hey, Jean, I just want
to Thank you very much, guys, and you can follow me on my Twitter, Instagram at Jean Pascal Champ. Jean, Jean Pascal, Pascal Champ.
Hey, Gene, I just want to say that thank you so much for being so candid and expressing yourself freely like that. We truly enjoyed that, man. We appreciate it.
Like me, it's easy, bro. What you see is what you get. I'm not a fraud. I'm not fake. I'm just me, Jean Pascal.
All right, brother. Well, take it easy. Have a good night.
Thanks you guys. I very appreciate the interview.
All right. Vic, I like him even more. I know he doesn't remember when I interviewed him over there in, what was that casino in Connecticut. And right away, I was drawn to him because we had the same Gucci glasses, and so did Adonis, by the way. But the way that he dressed, the way that he carries, he's always got a hot chick with him, too. What's not to like about Jean Pascal? Only dude to drop Hopkins like 3 times. If he follows the Golden Boy blueprint, he can definitely do it, especially in Canada. And somebody tell me, what weight division is Cotto in?
Cotto?
Yeah, the Canadian kid. Is he somebody that can mix it up with Joel Diaz? Because, oh, man, if they're in the same...
I think he was 140, I think, that guy.
Are you talking about Pierre Cotto?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what's so funny? That is, the other day I was asking on Twitter what happened to him because I hadn't heard of him, I hadn't seen anything of him, and I think it was Ryan Bivens that sent me this article. I mean, I had to get it translated, but it was he had like taken this 3-year hiatus. Did y'all know that? Like last year, or it was like a year and a half ago, he announced that he was going to take a 3-year layoff because he had gotten like super sick or something like that.
No,
I didn't even know that. Whoa.
Yeah, me neither. But that's crazy, right? Like, I mean, I remember watching this guy the first couple times I saw him, and I was just so drawn to him. Like, he is just such a, I don't know, the way he fights, his fighting style, it's just very eye-pleasing. Like, he does things in there, it's like a finesse running back. You know, you never get tired of watching highlight reels of a finesse running back, and he is like the boxing version of a finesse running back, in my opinion. And so I didn't know what the hell that was some bullshit. But man, I'll tell you what though, he's still Pascal is still steaming over that Hopkins shit, right? Like. We asked him, and I was like,
hey,
"Oh,
but I mean, at least let me tell you something. A lot of people, well, not a lot of people. There are a few people that want Hopkins to take the test.
Exactly,
and nothing's been brought up. So I mean, at least I did hear.
That's my point too, right? Because he mentions this, and it's like everyone gives him a free pass. I mean, people get down, Mayweather's throat and Pacquiao's throat and Marquez's throat, and everybody wants to make these allegations. And let's be fair. Hopkins has never been. I guess, like, in that position, or there's never been any evidence that has brought up suspicion. But at the same time, I mean, Pascal makes a very fair point. If you don't have anything to hide, then why are you acting like you got something to hide? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, if it's a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck, whatever. Like, that's my point. I mean, that was Pascal's point, really, but I agree with it. And, you know, it's weird. Like, everybody gives these people passes. I read this really great article. I don't remember who wrote it. It was from Grantland. But it was talking about Adonis Stevenson and his past and all the things that have happened, and how the media has given him free passes and they won't talk about it. And it's just kind of gone under the radar a little bit. You know,
Well,
yeah.
I don't think it's gone on the radar. I think, you know, we've known about that for a while. It's just, you know, he served his time.
Yeah,
and,
no.
You know, and you know, I don't know the basis and I don't know the full story, but dude served his time. It's like Michael Vick and the Dogs. He served his time. I mean, I think it's a little old news now that people are actually bringing this up, because, I mean, we knew about that when you know, he was still with Emmanuel Stewart. I mean, when he fought, you know, Boone early last year, and I think even before that.
Well, to me, it's like this. You know, if it's like Bernard Hopkins, if it's like robbery or even murder, I mean, yes, there's certain, but I think it's the heinousness of his crimes that is what touches the nerves and keeps it coming back. That, I think, is what keeps it relevant. I agree with you, Vic, in terms of him serving his time, but that was my only point, is that the article is basically about, do we bring it up still to keep it there, you know, as a justice, or do we let it go because he served his time? And so it's like this real gray area, and that's my point, is I'm correlating that with Hopkins, where it's like a real gray area where we have no reason to suspect him, but at the same time, we live in an era where everybody should be held under suspicion to a certain degree.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that, you know, two of the best things that he said, which were bold and brave, one clearly is the one that everyone heard and is probably talking about already, is that he's going to face Kovalev. But the second thing was that he took a stance that he feels that the boxing should have those tests, but the fighters shouldn't pay for them. And that's kind of the truth.
I agree with that. I agree with that big time.
That was a great point.
That's the reason that we don't have drug testing, because you can't ask these guys that are making $20,000, $15,000 to take a $20,000, $30,000, $100,000 test. But we got a lot of callers, man. Let's take it back out to the streets. I think this is our good friend Rob Palmer here. Rob, I can't. Is this Rob?
Yeah, that's me.
Hey, Rob. So we
What's
got
up?
10 people in one division fighting on one night.
No. We got 7 guys, 7 featherweights ranked inside the top 10 by the Boxing Voice rankings are fighting on Saturday. So you've got 6 of those guys in the featherweight fights in Macau, the top ranked card. So Donaire against the WBA champion, don't ask me how to pronounce his name, Gradovic against the European guy. He's ranked number 8 by the Boxing Voice. And then you've got Walters is against Darchinian. All those guys are in the top 10. And then Fortuna, I think, is number 7 with us, and he's fighting on that HBO Latino card.
He's the worst out of
So
all
yeah,
of them.
the featherweight division's really going to shake up on Saturday.
I don't even know like 5 of them, and as soon as you said Fortuna, I just got like this bad taste in my mouth. That fucking dude let me down.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's I mean, in fairness, I don't think it's the deepest division out there. It's not like welterweight or anything, you know.
But that's even worse for Fortuna, that he can't dominate a weak division.
Yeah, I mean, for me, he's just, for what I've seen of Fortuna, he looks like a guy that will probably get a title shot, lose, move up, and go out to a prospect to make that prospect look good, and then we'll never hear from him again. But maybe I'll be proven wrong. I've been wrong before.
I don't know. I mean, I think there's talent there. I mean, it's the hand speed. I mean, he hits pretty hard. I mean, he's someone who can knock guys out.
You still have to be talented to even fight for a world title. You still have to be talented to fight for a NABO title or whatever it's called. But you know.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah.
Fuck those guys, man. This is the
I know,
one
yeah.
day. This
Yeah.
is the
We know
one
what
day
we wanna
that you
talk
can
about.
call in and be biased. This is the one day that you could call in and be biased. Talk to me about these UK fucking fights. That shit has me more excited. More excited is the
Okay.
Paul Froch main event, the DeGale co-main, everything on that card. Not really
I'll tell you what,
McDonald, but whatever.
let me start from the bottom. Joshua's going to be opening up the card. That's going to be at about 1 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah,
the card will start.
but stop right there. Stop right there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he's fighting a 38-year-old that is probably less than a journeyman, right?
Yeah, it's a BS fight. The reason why he's fighting somebody so bad is that he has been injured. He's been out the ring, and he hasn't even done a week sparring for this fight. So it's really just getting him back in the ring. But yeah, I mean, don't read anything into this.
But Rob, is Joshua even in a position to where we should be criticizing his opponents right now? Like,
you know what? I think I think that prospects should be given. They should be fighting a level of competition that's not too testing. But I think the guy that he is fighting and some of the guys that he's fought before are below that level.
wow, okay, that's a fair point.
No,
Let me
there's
interject here,
journeyman.
Rob.
Yeah, and there's bums. He's fighting a bum.
Let me interject here. See, I'm not giving him shit because our Rashid Warrens, Marcus Browns, Earl Spence's, and whatever other Belize. Who's fighting? Well, Belize just fought Aguilera, so he is one step above Josh.
Jose Benavidez Jr. been fighting fucking 6-rounders for like
level of opponent that Deontay Wilder was fighting. It's not great.
But you guys
there's no
love him
real
out there,
defense.
though. They love him. Now, I'm gonna stop saying you guys. I apologize completely for that. But the UK fans
I think very
love him
highly
out
of
there.
him as well, and I think he's got a bright future.
So do I.
He needs to be matched. He needs to be matched better than this. Why do I think he has a bright future? Well, he's got all the athleticism that you would need. He's clearly a guy that is dedicated to the sport. He's able to thrive under pressure. Guys that are able to win an Olympic gold medal in their hometown, no matter how dubious you felt that decision was, clearly he has the mentality to compete at the top level of sport in front of a large audience, and a lot of fighters look good coming through, but they don't have that. He's got a good jab. He's got power in both hands. I've seen a few of his amateur fights, and he's a real talent. And the biggest thing that you have to consider about Joshua is he only took up boxing. He only put on a pair of boxing gloves 4 years before he won the gold medal. Now, if you take somebody like Vladimir Klitschko, Alexander Povetkin, the last guys to win medals in the Olympics, if you look at guys like Ward, they were boxing at 10 years old and then came through and won their gold medals. They were boxing for 10 years. Joshua only had 4 years to do that from the 20 boxing gloves on. So that shows you that this guy has some serious natural athletic talent. And I think he's combined that with his size and the power. I can't see how he doesn't make it to the top of the heavyweight division.
Look, all I'm going to make is this point, and I get where you're coming from, Rob. I get where you're coming from, Ness. But this is going to be his 6th fight. He's only had 5 fights. To me, at this point, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like it can't really be too hard on who he fights.
While I agree with you in most cases, I think he should be fighting journeyman at this point. This guy is lower than a journeyman, in my opinion.
Well, again, I'm not upset.
This guy's literally a guy that works on the door in nightclubs 50 weeks out of the year, and then will occasionally have a boxing match. He's not fighting a boxer. He's fighting, a part-time guy that and looks strong. That's, you might as well put Ness in the ring with him.
Yo, I'm not upset at the level of opposition. Like Mario said, I mean, at this time of the resume, it's okay. I actually just don't think he looks like the guy that's gonna be a star. Not in terms of skill, because I know that he's hungry. Like I've watched some interviews with him and stuff and videos, and he watches a lot of fucking tape. This kid just watches boxing non-stop, and clearly he wants to learn.
What I would say to that, Nez, is go back and watch Lennox Lewis in his 5th fight. Go back and watch Vladimir Klitschko in his 5th fight. Go back and watch Vitaly Klitschko in his 5th fight. And you will see those guys doing all the same poor stuff that Joshua does. You know, it's getting it better with time. That's why they build him up. So I think with Joshua, what you're looking at is the raw materials with the hope that a boxer will come out of that. And that's really what we'll see over the next couple of years if they match him properly and he's getting the right kind of training and sparring.
I think he's got a good look. I really do. I think that, you know, he's very poised when he speaks. I wouldn't say he's got like the dynamics yet, or at least it doesn't appear that way to me from just the few things that I've seen. But I think he's got the look. I really do. I think he's got the look. I think he's got the articulate manner that you want from a fighter. And so I like the kid. I really do.
Oh, if you asked people, you know, casual fans to draw what the heavyweight champion of the world should look like.
Exactly.
Like Anthony Joshua.
Man, you said it perfectly.
Big black guy with muscles on top of muscles. That's what people see in heavyweight division, and that's why, you know, as with the Klitschko's being Eastern Europeans and the American guys being fat guys in the last couple of years, that's why the division has fallen out of favor, particularly with American fans.
Exactly. Yeah, I can hear him in a Lil Wayne rhyme in a couple of years.
I hope not. I mean, the other fights on the card, Jamie McDonnell, who was bantamweight champion for a period, he got stripped. He's fighting some guy from Thailand that doesn't look that great. That's probably going to be a knockover job. The Kevin Mitchell fight should be interesting. I've been looking at the guy he's fighting, Maduma, on YouTube a little bit. He's kind of a fast and powerful fighter, not the most technically gifted, but we've seen, for me, Kevin Mitchell is a really great technical fighter, but I feel like he's naturally a super featherweight, and so if he goes up against somebody that's big and strong, he could get blown out of there, but I'm still backing Mitchell, my fellow London guy, to take him out of there. And then you guys know what's up with the DeGale Gonzalez fight. That's a real 50-50.
Wait, Rob, that Mitchell fight, that's an eliminator, isn't it?
It's an eliminator for Miguel Vasquez's IBF title. So,
oh, wow, okay.
From what I understand, they had agreed in principle a deal for Vasquez to fight Kevin Mitchell on this card, and then Vasquez got injured. So they set up the eliminator, and I think from what I understand, we already have an agreement for Kevin Mitchell, if he wins, to fight Miguel Vasquez in October in London, and David Haye will be making a return on that card.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
And you were saying about DeGale Gonzalez?
I like Gonzalez. I think that DeGale's going to win because I think he has a style that will favor the judges because he does throw a lot of punches. He's, you know, you're never going to, even if Gonzalez wins that fight, I can't see him doing it in the cleanest fashion. So I think it could even be a case of Gonzalez should get the decision, but DeGale is going to be the one that gets it. The big issue is that for Gonzalez is that, Froch and Groves are going to sell 750,000 plus pay-per-views in the UK on Saturday night, which might not sound great to you American guys, but bear in mind that the country's population is 6 times less than the United States, so it's a really high percentage of the population to be buying a boxing pay-per-view, and they've got 80,000 in the stadium. They're not going to do that for a DeGale fight, but Groves or Froch against DeGale is still going to make a lot of money, and I can't see them allowing Gonzalez to steal a script in that sense, because there's so much money to be made from the DeGale fight. So if it's a close fight, it's going to go to DeGale.
I agree.
I
100%.
I disagree. I don't even think that DeGale throws a lot of punches. What fight is that?
But I mean, for me, pretty much every fight of DeGale's, I feel like he throws a lot of punches. He tries to kind of copy that. That's my issue with DeGale. I've said this on the show before. He's kind of like a fighter that's in between two styles. He's kind of like half Joe Calzaghe, half Andre Durrell, and he's kind of ends up being a 7 out of 10 at both rather than being a 10 out of 10 at one. And but for me, yeah, he throws a lot of punches. He's a very fast combination puncher. He's just not particularly accurate with those combinations, you know.
Yeah, he's not accurate. Like I said earlier, I had scored the fight versus Groves for him, but then I went back and watched it yesterday, and some of them early rounds I couldn't even give him. He does a lot of following and stalking, but he doesn't really throw. I didn't see the activity, and I was more impressed with Brandon Gonzalez versus Astuzian than anything that I've seen of DeGale.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think the thing to remember with the Groves DeGale fight is that Groves completely tricked not only DeGale but everybody in the build up to that fight, because that's a huge grudge match. DeGale and Groves used to be partners in the gym. They really hate each other. That's about as genuine hate as you can get. The story really goes that DeGale was a bully, and he used to bully the younger George Groves when they were in the gym together. I'm not just talking like Inspire, I'm talking name calling and that kind of petty stuff. And they were expecting Groves to come out, and because he had done this in his sort of 10 or so previous fights, Groves was an attacking fighter. He would come out and throw bombs, and that's what they were expecting Groves to do in the fight. And then Groves all of a sudden comes out, he's fighting off the back foot, completely fools DeGale, who doesn't really get into the fight until the 6th or 7th round, when Groves slows down, which seems to be what he does a lot.
Hey, Rob, I'm going to place you on hold for a quick second because Vic's got to get out of here, so we're going to do our picks. Vic, I guess you should go first. Vic?
You're on mute, Vic.
What fight you starting on?
Whatever you want. So many.
Well, I mean, why not start with the UK card? Why not start with DeGale and what's his face? Brandon Gonzalez. I think this is a 50-50 fight. Virgil Hunter, I've never been a fan of, but I think Brandon Gonzalez is prototypical Andre Ward. And while I think he will probably deserve to win this fight in a close one, I think the judges' scorecards will read a victory for James DeGale.
I agree to a certain extent. I think that Brandon Gonzalez will have a valiant effort, but no, I think DeGale's going to take this one. I think he's going to take it convincingly enough. There might be some kind of, he say, she say back and forth between, whether the judges got it right and the obvious advantage that he has, but I'm riding with DeGale. UD.
Oh, man. This is where I take off right here. This is where I get back into the win column. It's going to be with Brandon Gonzalez. James DeGale, he's never been in the ring with a Gonzalez type of fighter. No one's bullied him. I've watched everything that there's available on James DeGale, and while he's a smooth, good fighter, and, like I keep saying, I had him beating Groves, he's not consistent. He's not consistent at all. And I know everything is against Brandon Gonzalez. I mean, James DeGale's been in 9 scheduled 12-rounders. And Gonzalez only had one 10-rounder. He's jumping into his first 12-rounder. But, again, that Astuzian fight, I know he learned from that because Brandon Gonzalez is another dude that we are privy to a little bit of his information. And, this is a guy with a wife and kid, and boxing is the job. Boxing is the job for him. And he hasn't had that opportunity yet. He fell flat because of the judges in the Astuzian fight, so he's hungry. So much so that he's going to the UK. So he prepared for this with top-notch sparring. Not this ridiculous shit that I'm seeing over in the UK. I mean, we're going to get into Froch Groves, but Jesus, I mean, Carl Froch was getting his ass handed to him. What movie is that when he says, oh yeah, that's kick-ass? He says, he's not kick-ass, he's ass-kick. And that's what the fuck was happening to Carl Froch with Eubank Jr. I'm going Brandon Gonzalez. He's going to win this fight. Judges ain't even going to play a part. It's going to be really, I think, definite maybe, I guess. Probably poor choice of words, but it's going to be obvious that he won this fight.
Well, as for Carl Froch and Groves, it's hard because I saw, the first fight. I've seen it, man, I don't know, probably like 5 or 6 times already since it happened, and I can't disregard what Groves did. I don't want to disregard it, and I don't want anyone else out there to to me, it wasn't a lucky night. It wasn't, his moment. We had Carl Froch with such a high esteem, and I know, Ness, I'm not talking about you, but most people had Carl Froch in and around the top 10 pound for pound. I feel like Carl Froch is better than what we saw that night. I don't know if Groves is better than what we saw that night. I mean, he's good. I mean, that night he was really great, and that's good enough to win again. But I'm riding with Carl Froch. I think he's going to make the necessary adjustments. As you said, Ness, he was coming on strong towards the end of that fight. I'm one of those people that believe, without being able to know, that he could have finished that fight in a convincing manner. But I just think that Carl Froch is that level. I believe in him. I believe in him being that level. And when fighters are at that level, they come back in the rematch and they make the necessary adjustments and take it. I think Carl Froch, we're going to see a war, but I think Carl Froch is going to win it more than convincingly.
When it comes to this fight, I guess the question always is, Carl Froch is a little older, and did we see him get old overnight in those first early rounds against George Groves? You can make a point that a lot of people did think that happened, but then he was coming on, and that could have changed a lot of people's perception of him. George Groves, if he stays disciplined and boxes Carl Froch, he has better ability. He's got quicker feet, he's got quicker hands, and he's shown he can hurt Carl Froch. But what I worry about is Carl Froch getting to him in those firefights, because Carl Froch is definitely the bigger puncher. Carl Froch definitely has the better chin. And I don't think George Groves can be disciplined for that long. I think Carl Froch wins. I think Carl Froch gets a stoppage legitimately this time. I might be wrong. Maybe George Groves can be disciplined, but I just don't see it, and I don't think Carl Froch gets that old overnight.
Well, the oddball again. Where to start, man? I mean, Carl Froch is Carl Froch. You've seen what Darrell did. His pressure is his biggest asset, mixed in, of course, with the power. But this dude is everything that George Groves says. I've been saying that. This dude is mega sloppy, super awkward. He does everything technically wrong. It's just been working for him, but Groves has his number. Groves looked too good against Carl Froch. I don't want to hear you didn't get up for this and yada, yada, yada. This time there's no excuse. There's no excuse. Carl Froch went back to Sheffield. He's doing 5 days a week training camp. He's going home on the weekends. No excuse for Groves, because he was using the excuse that the last fight he had a bunch of issues and whatnot, and he wasn't sure with his trainer, and now he's with Fitzpatrick. They're good. They're training. He's signed. He's got nothing to worry about. I think that we're going to get the best of both guys, but one guy is just better. He's better than Froch. Problem is, like Vic said, Froch hits harder. but I'm gonna go with the boxer, like I always do. I mean, you guys know me by now. I'm going with the boxer over the puncher in this one, in hopes that the boxer could keep the puncher off of him. But Groves is not a Mike Alvarado type of boxer. Groves has good movement, good footwork. He's got great rhythm. And his overhand right is just lands on Carl all day, man. I don't know. I have to go with Groves. I have to go with Groves. And let me tell you guys something. You guys are probably right, and I'm probably wrong. The entire undercard for this fight picked Carl Froch. Kieran Mulvaney picked Carl Froch. Eric Raskins picked Carl Froch. Everybody has picked Carl Froch. What's that dude's name? Pearson from the UK?
Pearson.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, man. He's like, he's just like us. He's like an announcer or a broadcaster. He does a podcast as well. He's on Sky Sports, but he talks just like us. I love him. I mean, I don't love him, but I like him. He keeps it real. But he picked Carl Froch. Man, everybody fucking picked Carl Froch. So I'm probably wrong, but I'm gonna ride with Groves. I think that I like him, man. I like him. I think he's better for the sport. I mean, Carl, out with the old, in with the new. Let's move on.
I mean, do you want to pick the rest of the undercard? I mean, we could just go off favorites. I don't see Jamie McConnell losing. I don't see Kevin Mitchell losing. I definitely don't see Anthony Joshua losing.
Yeah, let's just go to
let's go to Macau. Let's take a trip to China. Let's do the main event because I wrote a piece this morning. It's called Nonito Donaire, the Forgotten Man. This dude went from being 2012 Fight of the Year to no one even talking about his fight this weekend.
Vic, let me go first because I don't have anything to say about it. I know Vinyeka has 2 good wins, one being Chris John. I didn't see either one. I was never high on Nonito. I'm hearing that this is a sleeper, that Vinyeka may beat Donaire, so I will be watching, but I mean, I'm going to pick Donaire for name's sake, so if I'm wrong, don't sue me.
Yeah, I watched a couple fights, and man, I couldn't even really find any like, it was mostly like highlight reel stuff. Like they were fast forwarding through rounds and shit, and no, I'm not impressed really. I mean, not that I'm not impressed. Like I don't think he could beat Donaire because I think Donaire has a noticeable decline. I mean, you know what I mean? Like it's, I think, apparent. But that being said, and by the way, that was a great piece, Vic. The Donaire that I think needs to show up to win that night or on Saturday will show up. I think he's good enough to outclass him. It is a namesake pick for me, as it is for just like you said, Ness, that was perfectly said. But it's a little more beyond that. I think Donaire, he's still got some tricks up his sleeve. I still think that he's definitely in that bag. So yeah, I picked Donaire.
Well, basically in this fight, Donaire is not with Robert Garcia, I don't believe. Head trainer is his dad again. They said they're going to go back to being speed combinations, head movement, blah, 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 blah. We've heard the same story before. I've seen Vinyeka fight. I think he is a live dog, not only because I think he's, a little multi-dimensional, but I just don't know if Nonito Donaire's heart's into boxing anymore. I mean, right now I think he's basically training himself. That's a recipe for disaster when it comes to guys like that. We've seen it with Miguel Cotto when he fought Joshua Clottey. Seen it against Manny Pacquiao where he had a good, nice 2 or 3 rounds, and then once he hit the floor, there was no one in his corner to tell him do this, to do that. It was just basically a bucket guy, letting Cotto do whatever he wants. That's what I see with Donaire. Although, with all that being said, I think Donaire gets a knockout this weekend, but struggles in spots. But I just don't see where Nonito goes from here unless he, finds something where he wants to have his heart in boxing and he can commit to full-time training with someone, not being a bucket man and, having a trainer like Robert Garcia. I don't know where his future leads after this fight, but I'm going Donaire. And I guess we go to Darchinyan Walters. I already said it on the line. I like Darchinyan in a good fight. I know Mario likes Darchinian. How about you, Ness?
I'm
You
sorry.
muted?
Yeah, I was muted. I'm sorry. The guy that I was referring to is Spencer Fearon or something like that. But he's pretty good, man. He keeps it real, and I like that. Um, Look, I've said it in the past. Call me ignorant. Call my theories ignorant. It is what it is. I don't watch you until you fight somebody. So I will be watching Walters for the first time. Again, I'm going namesake. If you beat a Darchinian, then I will invest time. Because we're talking about 47 minutes. I'm not giving these fucking dudes 47 minutes of my life until they prove it. And
Well
so
said.
I'm going Darchinian, Gradovich, and Avalos.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much down with
Same
that as
thing.
well.
So, over on HBO Latino, fucking Fortuna, I don't know who he's fighting. So, again, I'm going with namesake in Fortuna. And then the fight that I want to see is Orlandito del Valle, Luis Rosa. I know Luis Rosa is a bull-nosed guy, and I heard he hits hard. So, I don't even know about this fight.
I like this fight, man. I mean, it's not.
I'm going to go with
Go ahead.
just because he's been in the ring with better opposition. I'm going with him. And fuck, Sergio Moraes, Samuel Rogers, who even gives a fuck? But I'll go with namesake because I never heard of Samuel Rogers. And Felix Sturm, Sam Solomon. For everybody that doesn't know, you can watch this fight tomorrow, Saturday, right? At, I think, 2 o'clock on ESPN.
No, it's 5 o'clock on ESPN3.
Okay.
On Saturday.
Awesome.
And Hank Lundy, another one of my picks, and he's not televised. So I got basically the entire A side down the line except for Rosa.
You got Felix Sturm?
Yes. Solomon was on drugs before, remember?
Yeah, I remember.
He was
I
on
got you pick Rosa or Devalle?
Devalle.
That's a tough fight for me to pick. Yeah, I'm with you on Fortuna, Mora. I'm with you on Felix Sturm. I'm very confused about who to pick here. Luis Rosa, I've seen him a few times. He's not quite, as good a boxer as Orlandito, but he fucking hits hard, and he's a bull-nosed, come-forward type of fighter. And, we've seen Devalle in a fight with Darchinian where, it was a guy that was a little awkward, but it was always kept that pressure on him. And he didn't know he's doing a little bit. So I don't want to pick against him, but I'm going to pick against him, and I'm going Luis Rosa beating Orlandito del Valle. And I got Povetkin beating Char on Friday.
Yeah, I got Povetkin beating Char too. Felix Sturm, Sam Solomon. I've seen the fight a couple times. It's been a while. I might actually watch that tonight. I'm gonna go with Felix Sturm for the exact reason that Ness kind of alluded to. Sam Solomon was on drugs. I remember seeing this fight, and I remember thinking that Sam Solomon was exposing Felix Sturm at certain points in ways that other people never did. But the issue for me here is Felix Sturm is a guy who we've seen come back in fights and do the things that were necessary. And so I think Felix Sturm takes this. As far as, Javier Fortuna, I got Javier Fortuna, of course, for namesake, like Ness said, but beyond that, too. I think Javier Fortuna is a real deal. I like him. I like his ability. Luis Rosa, Devalle, we had Devalle on, and he convinced me, man. He said a lot of things that I thought were true. I think he said a lot of things that were important in terms of that first fight with Darchinian. He talked about being starstruck and how that made him aggressive in a sense, and he came out, full-fledged. If Devalle can not just stick to the game plan, but calm his nerves and keep still and remain intact as a fighter, like, Vic said, he is the better boxer in this fight, I think he wins. The Luis Rosa pressure is a huge problem, and that very well could lead to the win. I think Luis Rosa is the safer pick, honestly. Not safer, but I think he's the pick that it's the smarter pick, I guess. It's the more intelligent pick, but I'm going to go with Devalle. I believe him. I believe what he said. I think that if he can calm those nerves and settle some of that stuff down, he's absolutely the fighter to pull this out.
Yeah,
well, fair points. I'm a run, so you guys take callers, and like I said, visit the site, man. Good articles up today. Mario had that great Haymon versus Golden Boy is Lara versus Canelo piece. Kojo has a nice piece up on Keys to Victory for Froch Groups too. Just check the site out. Good stuff there. I will see you guys on Sunday. Boxing from 9 to all day long. So, peace.
All right. Let's take some calls, man. 626, you're live on the Boxing Voice. Who's this?
No, man, that's Nalta.
Oh, what up? I thought you said you was calling 611 or some shit like that.
Yeah. Then, like, it started getting cut off. I wanted to actually hear what you guys were saying, so called in on the argument of it.
Okay. What up, brother?
Man, just, you know, you need a translator to fucking understand what Pascal's saying half the time on this call, dude.
You couldn't understand him?
No, I'm just saying, like, it's funny, though, 'cause, like, sometimes when he starts, like, speaking, you could very, I don't know, it's really weird, but I do like that he wants to fight Kovalev, so, you know, I give him props for that. But one thing, though, is you guys talking all this shit about Sergio Mora. I mean, he's better than pretty much all the opponents that Triple G and Quillen been fighting.
Nelta, you've been saying this since you've been calling in. We don't care. We don't care. He looks horrible, and he makes the fight look horrible. We don't care. That's like wanting to see Ishe Smith in the ring. We don't care. Why do you want us to care?
Because the best should be fighting the best. That's why.
He's the best at making me not want to watch boxing.
Hey, he beat Pirog there. I mean, not Pirog. What was that other dude? Proxa. He beat Proxa there.
Who the fuck is Proxa but a Gennady victim? Please.
Yeah, well, hey, he's at least going for it. But nah, man, I'm ready to see all the fights.
You're too fucking sensitive, dude. You're too sensitive. Believe me, I listened to you on the Boxing Caller. You're mad sensitive. You got love for too many fighters. Yo, take your emotions out of your picks, man. Fuck Sergio Mora.
I don't even. No, dude, I don't even like Sergio Mora. I'm saying that he deserves a shot. That's all.
You bought that Mosley pay-per-view, didn't you?
No, actually, I was there. I was in the.
Oh my God! Yo, if you don't know what to do with your money, text me, man. I will fucking help you spend that shit. You fucking wasting money on Mora Mosley.
Was on it.
And I heard you today talk about Vanes Martirosyan is underrated. If I could go through the screen right now and choke you, you would be fucking breathless. You wouldn't have no air. Yo, Mario, this dude said Vanes Martirosyan is underrated.
Wait, me? I said that?
Yes. When you guys were talking Jamal Charlo, you were talking 154, and you said, oh, well, he holds a draw over Laura. He's underrated. I give him more credit. You were discrediting Charlo for Ota, but giving fucking Vanes credit for fighting nobodies. Yo, I told you guys, I'm always fucking watching. I'm like over your shoulder.
I was giving him credit for having a draw with Laura is what I was doing. Ota is not Laura.
Dude, believe me, I just heard the show today. You go back and listen. You don't. Of course, you're not gonna remember the ridiculousness that you're spewing.
Hey, all I'm saying is Demetrius Andre would both.
See, and that's something that you said earlier too. And I don't know if I disagree. That's a super duper tough fight because I like Jamel. You know, if you didn't like the way he looked in the Ota fight, I mean, you know, Ota's not the easiest guy to make a fight with. I watched that fight fucking twice, and I wasn't impressed both times, but he's still a good boxer, very good boxer, and so is Demetrius. Problem is Southpaw versus fucking Orthodox, and I think Demetrius is probably a little taller and definitely hits harder. He's been hurting dudes.
Yeah, I think he does everything better, to be honest with you. I think he does every single facet of the game better.
That's going
To me,
far, man. That's going far. I think, I heard you guys bashing Charlos. I'm high on the Charlos. I think they're very talented, and I think the opposite of you guys. I think it's Jamel that's more talented, not Jamal, who hits harder.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll say I wasn't really bashing the Chargers. I just don't think
No,
that
you
they're
guys were
really doing
bashing.
anything that special.
No, you guys were bashing. You were bashing. All of you guys were bashing. But it's cool. I bash all the time too.
All right, man, that's whatever. I mean, hey, if the Chargers can do better than what I've seen, then hey, more power to them. I'd like to see it. But from what I've seen, I'm not.
And
amazingly impressed by.
FYI, for anybody out there that it's thinking that fight cannot happen, you're totally wrong. Don't forget Demetrius is signed to Al Haymon. Long time.
Yeah. So wait, so
you're breaking up, Nelta.
Oh shit. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right, much better. Cool. Now I was just gonna say though, like, Froch Groves, man, Froch, why the hell does he have to see a fucking shrink?
Because he's a fucking loser. And no, I don't mean loser like getting his ass beat. Jesus, these people hang on my words so literal.
Frochka has post-traumatic growth disorder, man. I think Groves is gonna go.
Awesome. That was a great one.
I think Groves is gonna go in there and take his ass out. I think he's gonna take the trash out, man.
Damn, man. Now I'm afraid of my pick. Now I'm afraid of my pick because the last time you and I picked the same guy, you jinxed it, and fucking Carcamo's got his ass beat.
Hey, well, you know, the thing is, Groves and Froch, like, just in general, is kind of a 50-50-ish fight. It's just that I think, if anything, Froch is more on the downside, and Groves has more upside in terms of what he's going to improve on.
That's a great point.
I just think Groves is more talented. I just think he's more talented.
Yeah, I think
he has a higher,
but,
higher boxing IQ, is what I would say.
Well, I think he's just more athletic, and I think, like I said, I think he just has more to improve upon. You know, I think Froch's IQ might be a little bit underrated, but he's, you know, I mean, for a guy that slow and that awkward, that robotic looking, he boxes pretty well.
Yeah, no,
he's almost like Darshinian in that way.
Froch, I can't say anything bad about him. I mean, he's probably going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, this dude has probably had the toughest resume in the last decade. I mean, since 2008, it was Pascal, then he fought Jermaine Taylor, then he fought Durrell, Abraham, Kessler, Ward, Kessler, Youssef Mack, George Groves, like, who the fuck could say that? Not even Ward could say that.
Yeah, that's true. The only other guy is probably like Martinez, but he's been out the game for a minute now. Who's he fighting again?
Yeah, he's fighting on the Laura undercard, which is trash. Fucking bullshit. Only fight I'm excited about that Laura undercard is Francisco Vargas versus
Juanma.
Yeah.
Martinez is fighting Jonathan Oquendo, I think is how you say that. Even though I know people are gonna talk shit for my pronunciation.
It's Oquendo, but it doesn't even matter. Like, he ain't about shit either.
Yeah. Oquendo's also ran. Didn't he get knocked out by Rafael Vasquez?
I don't even understand what the fuck Golden Boy is thinking, and this is evidence, people. I'm glad you brought this up. This is evidence that there is absolutely something wrong. Look at this card. It's an entire Golden Boy. Keyword, Golden Boy fighters. The only Al Haymon fighter is Laura. That's it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's a fair point, man.
Like I've been talking about the last couple of months, man, there's going to be a big split, and this has high stakes written all over it between Canelo and Lara. Like, because if Lara beats him, that's going to take a lot of the air out of Golden Boy's sails.
It's absolutely going to be devastating. It's going to be devastating to Golden Boy, because if this is the way that Golden Boy, if this is what you have signed, this is what you're calling a pay-per-view. Look, and I'm not trashing it completely, because there's some decent stuff here, but they're too one-sided besides the main event. This is bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking bullshit. Now, let me get to some other people, brother. Or you got something else for me? I mean, who'd you say? You're going Groves. What about Miguel Brandon Gonzalez?
Man, I think Gonzalez is gonna deserve it, but I think DeGale is gonna get it.
No.
To be honest
Fuck
with you.
all that.
I think it's gonna be too close.
Who you picking?
Like I said, I think Gonzalez is gonna win, but DeGale is going to get the decision.
That doesn't mean. So you're going with DeGale?
No, man, I'm going with Gonzalez.
All right, then. What the fuck? You dancing with the wolves right now, man?
I gotta root for the Cali boy. But yeah. So I'm picking that, and then Donaire Vacheka. That's actually gonna be a good fight. Vacheka whooped Chris John's ass, and he whooped Dog Jordan's ass. Those are two good fighters. So I mean, that's gonna be a tough fight for Donaire, but I'm still picking Donaire. I think Walters is actually gonna beat Darchinyan. I think he's too big, too strong for that dude. And
so
Darchinyan really
Walters.
just kind of looked at on finding a weak in Donaire. What was that?
So I said, so you've seen Walters fight?
Yeah, I've seen like a little bit, like not nothing. I haven't seen like a ton of full fights or anything, but I think he has enough of a style and enough just pure strength to keep Darchinyan honest. I mean, you got to think Darchinyan above 112. He hasn't been the most consistent guy. He lost to one of the guys in Japan. He lost to who else? Moreno. He lost to Martinez. Lost to Becco. So.
Yeah, but I just can't pick Walters, never having seen him, and I feel even better about my pick if you haven't even seen him.
Yeah.
You haven't even seen a whole fight.
But then, two other things though. Yevgeny Gradovich he's probably the most underrated fighter on this whole card though. They need to promote that fucker more, because I think I'd pick him to beat pretty much anybody else at featherweight. You know, that level of volume is crazy. You know, like there's very few guys that are gonna be able to deal with that.
Well, thank your good old Uncle Bob for keeping him like on the wraps. Every time he fights, he's in China. Like, what the fuck type of shit is that?
And then I don't know if you saw on Monday, Joaquin Reyes, but Gonzalez is mandatory now.
Yeah, he won, man. He got another fucking win. That guy. Yo, 6 years it's been. 6 years it's been since Juarez had a win.
Mm-hmm. Well, no. He had a win. His fight just before this one was a win too. He fought Escalante.
Oh yeah. He still has a long. I'm telling you, it's been a minute before that first one that he got with Escalante. He's been losing consistently.
Hey, but I think he's a legitimate knockout threat to Gonzalez though. Gonzalez is that kill or be killed type. He's either gonna knock you out or he's gonna get knocked out. So if that fight does happen,
Juarez ain't knocking nobody out though. What are you talking about? That nigga hasn't scored a knockout since I was fucking in high school.
He has power though, man, and trust me, Gonzalez has been knocked out by lesser punches than him. He got knocked out by Hasegawa. He got knocked out by that dude that Donaire knocked out. Can't think of his name now. The Speed King.
I will say this, Nelta. I heard that Juarez doesn't party anymore or anything like that, so he's probably the best he's ever been, because throughout his career, he's always been a party animal.
Well, I mean, throughout his career, it seemed like his work rate kept dropping. He was making Shannon Briggs look like Henry Armstrong again, man. He had he thrown like 2 punches a round. So now that he's actually got some kind of work rate, he's doing a little bit better.
Let me get to some other people here, man. We got a few people that have been on hold a minute. I'm going to come back to you, though. 212, you're live on the Boxing Voice. Who's this?
Yo, what's up? Hello?
Yeah, what's up, brother? Where you calling from? What's your name?
My name is Danny. I'm from Harlem.
Harlem.
Yo, I was wanted to ask you, who you think got a weaker chin, Fernando Guerrero or Amir Khan?
Guerrero.
Yo, it's crazy, man. I'm Dominican. I'll be feeling bad for this nigga, man.
Yo, you and me both, B. When I was watching that fight last week, yo, it was crazy. I'm like, man, this fucking fool. Like, why can't he just get on a diet and go down to 154? He's too small. But Dominicans is hard-headed, man. We hard-headed than a motherfucker.
I think he should go with Virgil Hunter. It looked like he'd be taking all the wounded dogs from boxing.
Yeah, but them dogs ain't been doing shit.
Were you right? And I was thinking about that Marquez Pacquiao 5. I'm tired of that shit. I'd rather see fucking Pacquiao versus Khan and then have Bradley Provodnikov 2 on the undercard and have Regal versus Quigg.
Yeah, well, that's a fucking diehard wet dream card right there. That's just too much action. Top Rank would never do that, but I could dream with you. I would love to see Quigg and Donaire. Man, would I fucking love that.
Yo, I wanted to
Not
ask you if you haven't heard
Donaire. You
anything
said
from...
Rigondeaux, right? You said Rigondeaux, not Donaire. I'd rather see
Yeah.
Rigondeaux, not Donaire. Fuck Donaire.
Yo, I wanted to ask you, you haven't heard nothing from this dude, Mayorga, because I heard he was gonna fight Rubio, for Rubio to a stay busy fight or some shit like that.
Yo, listen, this is your first time calling and all, so don't take any offense.
Nah, this is my
this.
second time. This is my second time.
Right,
you
so
killed
then,
me with the con shit, like 2 weeks back.
So then you know me. So then you know me already. Mayorga. Why the fuck would I be worried about Mayorga? Mayorga's in the list with fucking Sergio Mora. We don't need to see them guys. They wasting TV time.
Come on, they entertaining though. They be wilding out.
I mean, if you like, yeah, he's entertaining until he gets in the ring.
You right. Then he gets knocked the fuck out. I mean, whatever.
All right, brother. I'm gonna go to some other callers, man. You got something else for us?
Yeah, I just want to know what happened to Kendall Holt. Like, this motherfucker died or some shit?
Kendall Holt, man, I don't know, man. Last time I heard he was moving up to 147, and he had got a new manager, one of those ex-football players, and I don't know what happened after that.
Oh, damn. All right, thank you, man.
No problem, brother. 916, you're live. 916, talk to me.
Yo, it's me again over here on the West Coast, man. I got muted on that last question. I want to ask one last question about. I know you got money on the Sergio Martinez and Cotto fight nest. I'm putting 10 racks on it. I'm just gonna put it out there. I got Sergio Martinez to win. But my question to you,
wait a minute,
and
wait a minute.
What was that?
Wait a minute, because you can't just come on here talking about you got 10 racks. Where I'm from, 10 racks is $10,000. Are you betting $10,000
because me and Ness, me and Vic follow each other on Instagram. He's seen my bets. The last bet I put down was Alvarado Marquez. I put 15 racks down on James's advice. And I know you were kind of like, I don't know which way I want to go on that, but Vic was like, I think Alvarado's gonna win. I have a good feeling about Alvarado. And we're going back and forth on Instagram, and I took a picture of my ticket and I sent it to him, and he was like, "Oh shit, I made a little, last year in 2013, I probably bet like $400,000 on boxing, and I won about 60 grand just off the advice off the Boxing Voice."
Damn.
So I'd be fucking with Boxing Voice. I'm gonna tell you that right now, okay? And Dick can verify all my tickets and shit. Dick and James, I fuck with them. On Instagram, they see all my shit. I put it up. So anyway, getting back to Sergio Martinez, I'm putting 10 racks down. I'm with you. I think he's going to win. But my question to you and Mario is, do you think that Cotto... Now, don't mute me, because after you answer this question, I want to say something about what you're going to say. Do you think that Miguel Cotto has a better chin than Matthew Macklin?
No. Okay, no. Not in the sense of what you're saying, because... Do I think Cotto has a better chin in comparison to their weight division and their size? I do. But do I think that Cotto could have withstand the kind of punishment that Macklin's taken over his career and just interchange them? Not at all.
Okay. So here's the thing. I've been studying this fight really closely, and everyone's pick is the same shit. If it all depends on what Sergio Martinez shows up and which Cotto shows up. Now, I'm going to get really detailed because I think that this fight looks really similar. It can look really similar to Cotto versus Trout, and Trout threw almost 700 punches in that fight. And if Sergio Martinez can throw a lot of punches like he did in the Chavez fight, he can win this fight very easily. But the problem is that during the Macklin fight, he had to catch up in that fight to knock him out because even Adelaide Bird had that fight tied up in the 11th round when he had to knock Maxim out. He wasn't throwing a lot of punches in that fight. He comes back in the Chavez fight. There was a lot of punches and fucks Chavez up. And then in the Murray fight, he's not throwing too many punches again. So I think this fight is going to really depend on how many punches Sergio Martinez is going to throw. And in my opinion, I think he's going to throw a lot of punches. The look in his eye on this particular fight and the layoff, I think, did him really well. But I just wanted to kind of know what your thoughts were, because if he is behind in the fight, I don't think he's going to be able to get him out of there just like he did with Matthew Maxim. Because a lot of times Sergio Martinez has to catch up and knock people out late in the fight to win. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, I'm going to take my crack at this real quick, Ness. This is what I hear you saying, and I'm going to hopefully give you a little more confidence in your pick in Martinez. What you're saying is this is going to boil down to like Martinez's output, but there's also a correlation between power and punches. So I'm going to say this. Even with a decrease in output from Martinez, I still think that he has the power to affect Cotto in the kind of way that allows him to win, if that makes sense.
Hey, wait, Mario, wait. Hey, caller, Jose just texted me. Yo, Jose's a fucking a stalker. He's a bet stalker. I love him. He just texted me and listen to what he said, caller. He said, hey, Ness, ask this hot shot if he wants to bet me 1,000 for the Canelo fight.
Oh, 1,000 is pocket change for the Canelo fight? Wait, who does he got for the Canelo fight, though?
He's got Canelo.
See,
hold on, I think he's on the line. I
got Canelo to win, though, on that fight.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
But